this back on. So I saw Hey, how y'all doing? Working on this. Working on this. Working on this. Eight people, how y'all doing? We're just trying to get this thing popping here. Trying to get it popping. It's it's giving me a little bit of resistance. Not the kind of thing I want. How is everybody? Y'all ready? Hey, Mark. Hey, Miriam. Hold on. I'm trying to get the StreamYard on point. Ever since they changed ownership, it's been a trip. I'm putting on my other channel. Oh God, Mark, Devin, Miriam. I'm gonna go ahead and make you a moderator on this thing, Miriam. We need to have people on there so we can just keep people's asses in check. Oh wow, why is this thing gonna act dumb today? It's So let me see if I can get on. I've told you I'm hoping between now and August to get another carrier because I'm convinced that Comcast is just got to be one of the most ignorant companies I've ever dealt with in terms of stuff not working. So I'm seeing the spinning bull. Y'all have to understand when you're on there making fun of people, doing uh, oh wow, look at this. Somebody needs Pride Month. Okay. Hi AIDS victim. How you doing? I'd hate to have your T cell count. Well, so let me just hide you on my channel. I don't want to hear about your disease ass. Okay. How about that? Yes, when the disease people come in, and just let them know. You know, a lot of people like have all these awful venereal diseases, and I think it gets to their brain and it makes them act stupid. I really don't like Comcast. I hate them, and I will get rid of them. Hoping August. By August, you look up and this shit, and it won't take forever. The Wi-Fi works better than the hardwire. How is it possible for the stuff in the damn wall to like not work and Wi-Fi work? You can't tell me they're not scamming people. And of course, it doesn't help if you're talking about stuff. Remember, Sister Miriam, we were saying something political, and all of a sudden it cut off. Yeah, I think people don't monitor this stuff. They have AI and algorithms to try to keep people from saying and thinking things. And as a deceased friend of mine called it, homeland insecurity. A lot of people are very insecure. If you're oppressing and messing over people, you're always afraid people are going to raise up and come after your ass, as they should. That's part of what's wrong with people in this country. They've messed with people and don't think, are worried about people beating their ass and yet think nobody will. Let me get my back brace, and I'm going to try to get on here, or I'm going to go in and reset this. So give us a second. It's just ideal to have it on StreamYard, but at least we have it here. There are 8 of you, and thanks for joining. I've got to figure out what to do about this. Let me, because I wanted to add Miriam and I want to add Aja, and let's see who we can do. Let me get the brace, because this is going to be stupid for a second. Whoa. Okay. Hello, 15, everybody. This thing is still doing this dumb shit. Wait a second. Exit page. I'm going to restart it. Okay. So everybody, I'm going to start in a second or two. I was hoping I was on so I can put this up and get moving. And like I said, I hate Comcast. It's crooked how it happened. The people in the city were forced to take a cable carrier, and that meant that they didn't even have to have the best of service. You didn't have a choice. So let's do this. And Sister Marion, I want to say this while I'm sitting here. I know a group of your ladies. I still want to do this Wazi show. I think all the good ladies have something to contribute and say. And I'm not obsessed with being the only person talking. So actually, I would love to hear how you and other ladies saw it, because you know what? They're counting on you black women to vote for Biden. Now, if you guys give up on his ass, we know he's dead. We know he's dead. So, we're waiting on y'all, or actually not waiting. We're going to do what we do and hope you catch up with us. We really do want that. Yeah, I'm going to do that too. I'll be right back. Come on, y'all. Okay, now we've got a new problem. Yeah. Okay, here he goes again. We have an elder in residence, so we have a special treat. In fact, this is almost a white treat. This is the kind of stuff you get when you go to a white school. They let real speakers come. It's not like a black school where they have to vet everybody and make certain you never did anything that made anybody white angry, even the paper boy. When you go to a white school, they have people that say, kill America, blow up America. Not that I want them to do that, but you hear different points of view. That doesn't happen in a lot of HBCUs. It's the same way that those weak ass niggas in Morehouse gave an honorary degree to Biden, and Biden's the person that cut funding to HBCUs. I mean, this is amazing. I mean, I'm telling you, our people are trash. And we have a lot of trashy people who are in our community, everybody. So, of the 17 of you in here, and then there's another 2 somewhere else, we're trying to work. I can show you the little note I have. Having trouble connecting, please check your internet connection. Well, my internet connection should be fine. It's Comcast that's screwed. They are cheap. I would love for them to go out of business. I hate Comcast. They charge too much, and then they don't work. And it's like everybody is fighting to be in the same space. The cat wants attention. A friend's call. But you know what? We're here. Can you hear me, brother Larry? And we got.
I hear you well, bro.
And this cat has put all this damn hair on me. I don't want all your damn hair. Don't come and shadow me. Get off my couch. Get off. Get off. You and take all this damn ragged hair with you. Go. Get out. I mean, you've had enough time. I don't care if you're in heat. Thank you. Damn, put all this dirt on me. Now, this is the same cat that wants all this shit moved out of its like kitty litter box. And if there's one piece of shit too many in there, they won't use it. And then come and put all this mess up on me. My shirt wasn't nasty like this. Okay. I'm just saying to y'all. I mean, the only thing I tell you I do love about cats is that they manage their shit. Cats are very different from a lot of black people. Black people more like dogs, so they leave the shit everywhere. Um, other ethnic groups are like cats. They shit, but it's hidden. In fact, this cat doesn't even. It will hide and wait for me to leave. It doesn't want me to see it in its little. It even has a little house to shit in. It doesn't even like seeing me see it in there. And yet it will come and watch me shit in the bathroom, pull a fit if I'm in the bathroom by myself. So they get to see me shit,
Oh,
but I
stop it,
can't see
man.
the cat shit. And I'm the one paying for all the food up in here.
Well, you
This is this
supposed
is
to, because
this
that's
is,
a cat.
but it's very undemocratic. Okay, and uh, and let me see. So look, it looks like my Wi-Fi. Mind you, guys, the hardwire's not working, but the Wi-Fi does. If you don't think they don't have the FBI and other people messing with your social media, I'm telling you, why does the Wi-Fi not work? I mean, the Wi-Fi work, but the hardwire not work.
Hmm.
Everybody says that Wi-Fi is less reliable. Not on my damn computer. Now
Well,
let me
of course not.
let me
Of
introduce
course not.
our elder celebrity guest researcher, historian, spokesperson, alumni of the Republic of New Africa, the Black Political Congress in Gary, Indiana, of 52 years ago, and alumni of the original and only Black Panther Party, and a section leader, and many, many other things. And actually, one of the founders of the Black Writers Guild. I have brother Larry Pinkney, and this show. And thank you for showing up, Sister JD. And please get all the freaks off there and let everybody know that's LGBTQ. I mean, I literally had trauma doing a colonoscopy. It took me like a week to work through the fact being put asleep under propofol, right? I still didn't like the idea of someone being in my ass. I don't think I'm
Well, you're
gay.
not LGBTQ.
I'm still mad, and I've got to do it 3 years from now. I'm already upset, and they lied to me. I was told it would only be like 15 minutes, and they were up there an hour and 20. And the doctor was very nice to me. I felt like fighting. I was too high from the propofol, that shit they gave Michael Jackson, and so they had me scared. But so let them know I don't want their disease. I don't want anything that they've got. I don't care. If you think I'm one way or the other, it's your damn business. The good news is that we're not in the same space together, so I don't have to do something to keep your ass the hell up off of me. I'm a really nice person until you cross the line, and then I'm a psycho. I'm sort of like a person to go around hurting people in the bar that cracked on them. I'm sort of weird like that. So I'm a really nice person, and then you get me wrong, and then I'm a monster. Real, that's me. So keep it to yourself. I don't want you. I don't like you. I'm not writing you. I don't want to know you. I have no desire to be along with you. In particular, if you're another race, I don't even want to. I mean, I don't know how a black dude runs after a white dude who has hair like a polar bear and shit, like it's a bear rug that you're doing sodomy with. I mean, I would. And they're probably a cop too that can kill you and get away with it and get like a vacation and all that kind of stuff. So, especially, if you're one of those racist, Nazi type queer people that has like a sex genocide fantasy with black people, please leave me out. I don't want you. Really. Okay, I don't want to live next door to you. I definitely don't want to have your genes mixed up with mine. You know, that's like adding mayonnaise with peanut butter. Some people are nasty like that. I don't. I like peanut butter with jelly, and mayonnaise can go with tuna or bologna or luncheon meat, right? I really do believe in that. The same way I want to live in a world separate from stupid people. I don't like degenerate people. I'm not trying to be degenerate. I don't hate people based on their sexual confusion, but I'm not courting, especially being around a racist, nasty, Red Bull, porn addicted, trailer trash type person. You're not even an elite white person that has people buried in the foundation that you guys killed or aborted. So you're not even high class killers. So, you know, and probably shoot somebody with an airsoft rifle instead of a real expensive one from a gun show. So, you know, please, right? Yeah, I'm an uppity nigga. If you have to bother me, be a white person of some standing. If you're just some random white person who's probably some mulatto cast off and you don't know your own family history, I don't want you. If you don't have blonde hair and blue eyes, don't even try to be racist with me because I'm not certain that you're even white. You're in America. So if you're going to hate me, my requirement is blue eyes, icy blue. Okay, like aqua velva. If I have to help you with the color scheme because some of y'all are that stupid. Okay? And bleach blonde doesn't work. If you're Italian and I see your hair is black at the root, you're doing some reverse Kamala Harris shit. I don't like that. Really be a Nordic or get the hell off here. You're some kind of mulatto that we don't want and white people don't want. That's probably why you're so miserable and you're all dying off from fentanyl, and that's new animal tranquilizer they mixed with the fentanyl. And we see all you guys hunched over everywhere, you know, like a scarecrow that's afraid of birds. I just had to get this off because one too many people said some shit to me today. And if you think I'm a woman, that means that if white women are that ugly to you, you should be a eunuch. Just hack your shit off. In fact, that's the trend anyway. In fact, your friend Obama's already put some money aside for you to do it. But don't waste our time in here, okay? Please. A caveman, cave bitch, racist, whatever, Nazi, I don't care. Even the brown shirts you fuckers wear, that was for the African soldiers that didn't get it in World War One. You guys don't have anything original except for hate and venereal disease. And you want to share that. Keep that to yourselves. The show is called Biden Debate Bomb and Boule Political Suicide. How do you guys like that? I repeat, the show for today is Biden Debate Bomb and Boule Political Suicide. And the Boule committed suicide the other day. I'm celebrating that. We're going to have to deal with the powers behind Biden, in particular his Ariel Smith-looking wife who wants to be president. She doesn't have the face for it. She doesn't have the face for a lot of things except for maybe a haunted mansion and shit. But she gave a blowjob to the right person when she was committing adultery, and she's in the White House now. I'm talking about Dr. Jill. She should be called Dr. Pill. Where are her kids? Or did she abort them all? Is that why they're so big on abortion in the Biden household? And I know why she wants to be first lady. After being second lady to all the kids that Biden was messing with, I guess I'd want to be first sometimes too. So I just got to get that off my chest. So who we have with us is brother Larry Pinckney, born in Baltimore, raised in Washington, D.C. in Bladensburg, and at 15, after meeting none other than brother Malcolm X, went to the West Coast, completed their education, joined the Black Panther Party, and they've been active ever since. That's probably why they're miserable, because they've been helping ungrateful, thoughtless, disloyal, backstabbing black people who want freedom as much as a cat wants to share its kibbles and bits with the dog. So if he's a little cynical, we all get cynical, because black folks, the way we have to beg for this Patriarch Summit, we have to beg people. We want to have a thing to get black men together and then black women together and black youth together and bring psychologists and all these people together and literally create concentric organizations that help each other. And we don't want to have a personality sex cult. You don't have to show your butt cheeks or send nude pictures. We don't want to have sex with your kids. I don't want 10% of your income. I'm just trying to find some black folks that are serious that want to do something as basic as when my friend in California was being lied to by her doctor. She called me and I recommended some herbs she could take, and they ended up having to say she wasn't hypertensive after just a few weeks. And I'm not even a goddamn MD. I'm going to try to put this broad on a bunch of dangerous drugs. But if we sat together, supported each other, helped each other, advised each other, like I want to bring herbalists and naturopaths and other people together where people could communicate and there'd be a clearinghouse. Not only that, we need to find some liberational lawyers because a lot of black lawyers aren't shit. When you're in trouble, more than likely you want to get a white lawyer. And that Curious George looking crump, he does look like Curious George, except the white around his mouth has been made brown. Okay? He looks like Curious George. Yes, he does. And Curious George always gets into trouble just like these guys do. Instead of him being a lawyer running everywhere, he should have a national organization in every city. They've earned tens of millions of dollars, Mr. Benjamin Crump. Why not have a legal support team organization that helps blacks all over the country instead of his little mumble rap, malapropism-filled mouth stumbling through public speeches? I knew kids who were in special ed that were more articulate than this man who has tens of millions of dollars. In fact, he could clone someone. He could buy someone to speak for him. And he could just sit there and at least, well, he won't look intelligent, but he could look dignified and dumb. We need to find lawyers. We need to find all kinds of people that will be available. So when my friends call me from Kentucky and say, there are squads of white men that pick black men up in South Central Kentucky without a warrant and just take them somewhere and can't think of anyone. They're calling me. I don't have a house full of guns. And by the way, Miriam, please stop deleting messages. When someone says something stupid, remove them from the channel. They're not paying me. I'm not doing this for my health. I'm not sleeping with them. You can see that because I'm sitting here in my basement. They're not a family member. They don't owe me child support, nor I them. Get them off. This isn't for their entertainment pleasure. It may be for yours, but it's not for anybody that doesn't want to hear this. So, as I say, fuck you very much. Get the hell off my channel. I don't want you. We don't want you. Go back to wherever the hell you came from. And if you're illegal, long live Donald Trump. Deport all of y'all. Deport your... In fact, I hope the people that lied for you sign some shit so they can get deported here and be stripped of their citizenship. You'll wish you had some black friends then. So we don't give a damn about anybody but one another. I don't care if anybody says or does anything. I don't go on anybody's site and insult them no matter how much. They're hateful losers. Who's this? Okay. All I want to say, I don't care about people that don't like us. I care about those who love us, right? I'm not out here preaching hatred against anyone. Did you hear me say I hate anyone? No, I don't have time. But get off of our channel. We don't want you. We don't like you. This is probably as close as you'll get to a black woman. If you have a pygmy, you're a pygmy in your drawers, or you're one of those white ladies with all your teeth that's falling out because you take all the narcotics. We're not interested, okay? Not everybody wants to be around people that don't want to be around us. Now, there's certainly good people of all groups. They're very fine people. And I'll tell everybody, one of my favorite people is my white, German white, great-great-great-grandmother that illegally married a black man, my great-great-grandfather. I love her. And she wasn't even worried about being white. She's worried about being with the black man that she loved. Those kinds of people I don't mind. But if you're a hater, go to hell. And by the way, maybe she wasn't a hater because she's allegedly born in Germany. So, some people aren't even caught up. I mean, the whitest of people I've met, Sweden, they're way cooler than these dumb fuck half-breed Hoosiers, not even pure white folk. The only thing good about you is you're part black and you don't claim that. So please, go the hell away. This is a conversation for black adults who like themselves. If you're a self-hating black person that needs white respectability, You should have achieved it with the COVID shot. If you dropped dead somewhere, you made it. Okay, your award is in the mail. It's coming. You may be dead when it gets there. Having said all of that, back to my guest, Brother Larry Pinckney, author, activist, human rights defender, uh, self educated, international human rights pro se attorney whose research and work is foundational, even for us to get the goddamn reparations we're talking about. We all need to take a moment and say thank you to Brother Larry Pinckney and all the people like him, people that he knew, like Huey Newton and Bobby Seale, and what's this guy's name? Earl Hilliard and Earl Anthony. I'm sorry, David Hilliard. It's Earl Anthony, who may have been a snitch. Remember his book, Spitting in the Wind? Cheap ass guy. Remember that quote from his book? And the woman got up and said, don't I have a pretty vagina and who'd like to eat it? And he raises his hand in a room full of people. I mean, I'm glad you're not that kind of panther. Damn. This is why I don't like hedonism. You have to have discipline. And let me quote the scripture. The scripture says, he that hates reproof will die. Black folk, if you're undisciplined, if you're unruly, if you're trifling, if you're nasty, if you're out of control, the word of God for me as a Christian says your ass is going to die. So all of these unruly folks, you're in Black Lives Matter, you think following drag queens around is going to get you somewhere, you're going to die. If you're following that nasty Anthony Fauci, who looked like an Italian version of Gilligan, and trust me, they're never going to get back home once they took the shot from that fool. So just know this, know this, know this, know this. Again, this is brother, elder, an honorary alumni, a gentleman who survived being a political prisoner, no fault of his own, for 10 years. Someone that Malcolm X actually knew and inspired. Imagine we're on the phone with someone who actually got to talk to Malcolm X. Not this shit that they're showing up on the Gangster of Harlem where Malcolm X is out there fist bumping with junkies and all of that stuff, but actually met the real Malcolm X and met all these African leaders when there was some Pan-Africanism, not this bullshit now where everyone's trying to pretend to be us. Cosplay for a green card, cosplay to smuggle drugs, cosplay to do human trafficking. But when Africans were truly revolutionary, he knew them. So we're talking about an international brother, an international person that's been around, that knows all and tells all. And he is a supporter of someone that you may not like, but I happen to love. Their name is Donald Trump. And I love the hell out of Donald Trump because the people that hate him hate me. So Donald Trump plucks the shit out of the nerves of people that hate our guts. I love him for that. I love the way Donald Trump makes everybody mad. I love the way that Donald Trump has people losing their minds. I love it. I can't deny it, friends. I can't deny it. I love seeing Donald Trump piss off people. I do. I really love it. I love it. And this brother here lives in Minnesota. He just continues to write. And until Obama's ass fucked everything up for us, was traveling all over the country, sharing wisdom with young people and others for practically pennies on the dollar. And of course, Obama and all the degenerate LGBTQ people. Say what?
On the show? No, go ahead, brother.
So I'm just here to say to you, let us enjoy this conversation. It is going to be wild. I'm sitting up here working on making this StreamYard come up for CFD. I just have to make certain that I have that for CFD 6. Okay. And I'm always putting our donation thing in. I want to thank Sister Yvette. I think you donated. And I'm about to put our Angry Black Men thing up on StreamYard. I want to thank all 35 of you. And I'm looking forward to this conversation as soon as we're in StreamYard with the screen is bigger, because I'm doing this like it's a walkie-talkie off my phone. I'll be able to look at this and we can see a show of hands How many of you like this? How many of you think that Joe Biden is like the biggest dumb fuck dementia pedophile that's ever been in the office that we knew of? Because there are probably some worse. Let me see. How many of y'all think Biden's not shit? And if you voted, how many of you are sorry for voting for his dementia-ridden ass? How many of you are sorry his wife looks like a cross between the lead singer for Ariel Smith and Alice Cooper? How many of you are sorry that there are 15 million people in this country to erase us? How many of you are sorry that we didn't get any kind of reparations, no anti-crime bill for black people? We didn't get a goddamn thing, and we're the reason that sorry, bald-headed, dementia-ridden bastards in the White House. By a show of hands, how many of you are angry about this? How many of you feel betrayed by the Boule, who's not shit? They will never be shit. They have betrayed us. Look at how ugly Jack-o'-lantern, Roland Martin and them are. They want us to get behind this man that can't even string a sentence together nor control his own bowels. And if he saw the button box, he'd think it's a remote for the kiddie porn channel. We'd all get blown up. What the hell is going on with us? Why aren't we angry with these traitor, no good black folks, most of them Democrats? And I want you guys to pray for me. I want to be a freelance writer for MSNBC. I'm going after the no good coon Republicans. I'm going to get everybody's ass. I told you I'm a coon bust. I'm going to string them up by their nuts and string them up by their tits if they're a woman. I mean, it's still two pair of balls. I don't care what we attach something to. We've got to make these people feel our collective rage and anger, because to the degree that we do nothing about treason, treachery, betrayal, and subversion amongst ourselves, is to the degree that we are oppressed by other people and cheated out of what we're owed. We're betrayed every single day by people that look like you and I, who know better. When I say to you here in Washington, they deliberately, at the height of people trying to recover from COVID and inflation, our no-good stud mayor refused to give money to needy District of Columbia residents when the government gave her the money for that express reason. This isn't the first time I've seen a black elected official, a black Democrat, refuse to obey the law to serve fellow black citizens when the money was there. It wouldn't have hurt anyone. It wouldn't have cost all they say, oh, budget problem. No, the money was there. All they had to do was release it. And they refused. A few years ago, I saw the county executive, this piece of shit by the name, by the way, he's Omega Psi-Phi. I want to say that to you. And he was pro-apartheid. Rashern Baker. The United States government, I think the Department of Commerce, gave Rashern Baker like $200 million to disperse to black businesses in Prince George's County. And he gave it to whites. I want to repeat that. The government, our supposedly racist anti-black government, gave a black Democrat money specifically to give the blacks in business. And he gave it to whites. We can't blame white people for that. Until we hunt down and punish, like, I know people that don't call me. Damn them. God damn them. If you're a traitor person, I won't go to your church. My great-great-uncle told people that he got vaccinated, which meant other people who trust him went out and got vaccinated. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something. I haven't visited that church that much anymore. I don't go in there much because it says if I go in there, I'm going to tell someone that you guys are murderers. That's why I don't visit. You guys are killers. And you're related to me. I'm angry with you. I can't come around you. So you guys have your little pastoral days and all that shit. I don't think anything of anyone that would tell people and not warn people not to take something that could hurt them. Think about what I'm saying to you. Now it's all coming out and nobody's saying I'm sorry. There's all this stuff. They lied to us about COVID. They lied to us about Obama. They've lied to us about Biden. They lied to us about Black Lives Matter. They lied to us about the little ugly Beetlejuice-looking mayor in Chicago. Then they replaced Beetlejuice with this Barbara Jordan-looking, house music-loving, down-low nigger named Johnson. They lied to us that you're going to get a black mayor that looks like a tranny Butterfly McQueen in reverse. They lied to us about Karen Bass, who looks like Uncle Fester from the Addams Family. They keep lying to us. They lied about this sweet dude that's from the military, who's a Caribbean, who's bringing all the illegals into Maryland to replace black folks. What's his name? I call him Wet Whore, Wes Moore, who lied about his background. In fact, the person that he lied to being related to is some distant cousin of mine. I mean, we have people cosplaying who his father or grandfather was in the Dutch Reformed Church. Y'all know the Dutch Reformed Church was a church that came up with the idea that black people were subhuman. In South Africa, it's the same church here. That's who everyone's boasting how he's the first black pastor in a church where they said that black people were inferior to white people. That's his claim to fame. We are responsible. Even at the height of apartheid in South Africa, they were hunting down their traitors. We're the only people that make heroes, leaders, and billionaires out of traitors. And we starve, we murder, and forget our heroes. You know, that's like a person trying to get pregnant, having anal sex. That's what we black people do politically and intellectually. We're bankrupt, we're lazy, we're stupid, we make excuses. And it doesn't matter how many loads you put up someone's ass, no baby's coming out, although it may be a clump of something. Grow up. So we have this brother who's been through hell and high water, has all this wisdom to share. In fact, the reparations you're fighting for, he already established the precedent for it decades ago in the World Court of the UN, and you haven't even heard his name. Do you ever think that jack-o'-lantern, Sleepy Hollow-looking motherfucker named Roland Martin's going to mention it? Or who's that ugly bitch on Sirius Radio? Y'all know who I'm talking about. The one that looks like a man. Come on. I did a thing on her. Karen Hunter. Yeah, you do look like a man, Karen Hunter. I thought you were a dude. That's probably why they gave you a show. They will always help deviant black folk. Subversive people are key to us being held down to promote everything. You know, I always say, a white man that gives blowjobs to another white man is still white. We're the only people that will put sexual confusion ahead of our ethnic identity. Eating someone's rectum is what you do. Being black is who you are. I don't care who doesn't like me. Y'all can take me off. They block me on all the platforms. I'm not going anywhere. In fact, before you silence me, there'll be some STD to start killing off my opposition. We've already seen this before. And the same pharmaceutical companies that made AIDS or whatever it was will make something to kill those people because they're a profit center. LGBTQ is funded by the pharmaceutical corporations. These people live lives that bring about the mutation of new diseases that demand, because it's high value white men and women who get it, not that blacks will get it too, but they want to save their own, so they develop treatments off of killing us first, because we're going to get it, because man, if somebody white's wicked, we can't wait to join them. We consider that integration instead of being debased and degradation. We're sick. Stop blaming white people and start looking at ourselves. Start looking at why they're black folk like Roland Martin, they're worried about Biden not being in. When he told us we had to get behind Hispanics and they're going to outnumber us, and he made sure by letting 15 million people in the country close our schools, throw vets in the street, throw our elders in the street, steal their homes, let them get robbed, let their identity get stolen. And they're telling us what a crisis. Trump never did that. As fucked up as you say Trump is, he never did that to us. Not 15 million worth. And I've had to say this, the rare person, because most of you have this Trump derangement shit going on in your head. And, you know, y'all need to watch it making all this let's say that white supremacy is as bad as you say it is. And Trump is the leader. And y'all said all this shit about him, a lot of it unfounded. If they come and get your ass, you brought it on yourself, and you brought on yourself stupidly. You're saying shit that's not even true. And I want to remind, in particular, sisters, we've been talking about pork chop down. I warned people in 2019 and 2020, if Biden was elected, it would be the end of black women having impunity and special privileges over black men. As much as I don't like black matriarchy, I don't want you to lose your jobs, even though a lot of you are miserable, unkind persons that hate babies, hate black men, hate black family, hate God, hate common sense, hate natural hair. I mean, I can't think of anything that you like other than being obese and belligerent. Now, read the papers, lady, with some analysis. Stop thinking individually. Every day you see all these black women arrested and busted on jobs as if they're the only people that steal. They're now out to get black women. They've already knocked black men down. We've been knocked down since the 90s. They built you up to knock you down. You're no longer useful to them. And if we don't, in this short window of time, figure out how to get along, all these black men that have discovered a passport, I've had a passport for 50 years, that now can travel, that don't have to put up with this domestic mammy, enslavement, plantation, pork chop, feminist bullshit. A lot of y'all are going to be single forever. And you won't have jobs because they're going to give those to the Latino men and others to replace you. Y'all are going to be like a lot of women are in Brazil. And wait a second, this person has a Turkish name. You don't need to be here. Just shut up and listen or get blocked. How about that? I would never go into a Turkish thing and start talking, if that's even your name. Erdogan, and shoot. Hold on, let me see. I'll help him. I just helped his ass. Okay. Now he's hidden on the channel. We don't have to see him. I don't have patience with that. He's one of those honorary white people anyway. Fuck all that. Shoot. Be in between. In fact, folks hate Turks. People wouldn't let Turkey become part of the European Union and get up here and try to get white with me. You need to convince people in France and Sweden and Denmark and Germany that didn't let your asses join up with them. And your great leader, Mustafa Kemal, died from syphilis. So, if that's the greatest man your country's produced, I'll wait till we can talk another time. That's fact. Look it up. He died from syphilis. You need to know global events, black people. Other folks will respect you when they realize that you can go in on their ass. Their great leader, the founder of their nation, aside from leading a genocide against Christians and Armenians, died from syphilis and was a Dume, in other words, a closet Jew. Did I lie, Brother Larry?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so I dare you. I'll strike your ass down. We need to read. We need to think. And if you're dumb, hang with smart black people that don't mind sharing with you, that aren't going to put you down because you don't read. We don't do that either. Now, I've done all this talking. I'm tired of talking. And as you see, my cat is like staging this violent sit-in protest. They want attention. This cat, they've changed their mind. Now they've decided they don't like me doing lives. I used to have this cat disrupt the lives, pull off the camera, knock things down. So I need to pet the cat for a few minutes and see if I can get them to go away. They get needy when they see me talking. They realize I'm talking to other people and they don't appreciate it. This cat thinks that they own me. In fact, I think cats are white supremacists. Okay, so it's your turn. Please talk about the debate for all these people. Introduce yourself again. I'm certain you can do a better job.
Who am I talking to?
You're talking
who are
to
these people that I'm talking to.
You're talking to about 45 people who are on my Angry Black Men's Book Club channel.
Okay.
Again, this is the Angry Black Men's Book Club, and we have Brother Larry Pinckney. And we named that so, and our symbol is kind of like a Black Panther emblem. It's a clenched fist inside of a flame, inside of a book, because we believe in the power and the fire of learning. And of course, the raised fist. And we have the red background, so it looked kind of Pan-Africanist, so it upsets a lot of people. So I would love for you to talk about it. And I'm glad you called because it's getting harassed by the by this goddamn thing. What's it called? Comcast. These bastards would not let me get online. So here I am. Go ahead. So talk, and I'm going to see if I can add some people to come in to my panel. These are all good people. Most people know I like Donald Trump. He doesn't have to be perfect. I couldn't agree with my father half the time. So why do I have to agree with Trump all the time? And my father had white racist friends too. Just like Donald Trump has racist friends, he has good friends. We have to get the best deal. That's what I'm trying to tell black folks. Life in politics is like being in a flea market or a third world grocery place or third world. When you go in the third world, you haggle with people to get the best price to get the stuff you want. If you don't know how to haggle a deal, you get cheated. And our black leadership is no good, doesn't cut deals. They only try to help themselves. It's sort of like a person that has enough money to shop for a family of 10, and they only get enough food for themselves. This is what our crooked elite have done. If they were really skillful, instead of talking about how high the food was at the market, if you learned how to negotiate, you could bring back shit for all of us. That's what a leader does. Go for
Well,
it, brother.
that's exactly right. But we don't have leaders; we have misleaders and sellouts. Brother Malcolm said, "No sellouts, no sellouts, no sellouts." All right, and the bottom line is, we are dealing with psychopaths. Black psychopaths, not just white psychopaths, but black psychopaths. All right, psychotic. They don't give a damn about anybody but themselves. Nobody. All right. And the bottom line is that we have to wake up to that. Stop pretending that we are all this nonsense about, African queens and African kings. Look, all I want to do, like they said in the Panther movie, you in Oakland, mofo. You in Oakland. And I don't know how many of y'all even know what the hell I'm talking about. But I think you get the gist of it, whether you know what I'm talking about specifically or not. And the bottom line, once again, is we have to take responsibility for ourselves. We can talk all we want about the white devil this, the white devil that. You know who the devils are in our midst? Black devils. They're the ones who are destroying us. You see, because if we stop destroying ourselves, then other people would stand up and wouldn't have a choice but to respect us.
That's right.
But no, we go for, Mr. You ain't black if you don't vote for me. We go for Kamala Harris, who destroyed more black families in California than any, and I repeat, any other California attorney general in history. But we go for it. Oh yeah, I'm black. No, not black. Black is deeper than color. Wake the freak up, my brothers and sisters.
And it's deeper than blowjobs. I think a lot of, I was at the CBC a few years ago, and I'm telling you, my mother had some friends. My mother means well. My mother is really into black respectability. God bless her. She means well. And some Boule people got her tickets to go to the Congressional Black Caucus. She invited me. And I went because, when you have boomer parents, a lot of times you have to tell them no all the time. They take it as rebellion instead of common sense. So I went, and it was all these fake people at the table. And if you saw these old boomer black men salivate over Kamala Harris like she was Foxy Brown or Lola Falana, they were transfixed. You could tell that they all wanted to sleep with Kamala, and they were just praising her. And I was thinking, my God, they're black men in jail that served their time she wouldn't let out, and they don't care. They're just thinking at their old advanced age, if they could just butt a nut and that run through bitch. This is just, I'm sitting there. I had to get up and walk out because I thought, I'm going to end up saying something. I need to let y'all know, even as a kid, I hated fairy tales. Okay? And see, they got everybody coming up in my generation into fiction and fairy tales. They would put down nonfiction as boring. which meant it laid the foundation for folks to think that men had babies and that women could ejaculate. And that's where this comes from. I never liked a fairy tale shit. I like what actually happened. Give me a Hitler, give me Winston Churchill, give me a Nehru, give me a person that actually lives. And even what you hear about them, half of it's not true, but
Mm-hmm.
you would get some some fact that you could prove. But our people have been trained. It's the same way our nasty asses like this Wakanda shit. It was a trick. All these black people went to see a fake movie that's based on, if you know the real Black Panther, he gets his power from giving his soul to the devil. And all these black people's hero is based on a man that traded his soul to the devil for power.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And remember when the comic book came out, a lot of people thought this is an occult thing. It's black people going over to Satan to have power. And this is just an expansion. If you really get that, the Black Panther loses his soul. This is exactly what they want to happen to us. All the stuff that you see wrong with us, it has us losing our soul. Black used to be beautiful. It's become ugly pretty damn quick. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and it's shocking me. I have to say this because when I go out and I see the women with the little ugly weaves, it looks like they've got like some utility rope hanging off the back of their head, and they all in the different colors and shit. And and it's like I remember even the poorest of the poor looked good when they left the house.
Mm-hmm.
I remember in particular Easter Sunday 1968. Even amidst the smoke and the fire and the flames and the many dead people, more than what the government acknowledged, it said just 10 people died. They killed more than 10 people in D.C. They came and shot and burnt up a lot of people. Nobody talked. They fucked black D.C. up in 1968. And there were
Mm-hmm.
government agents and all that helped set the fires. This shit was orchestrated, right?
Just as it is today.
Yeah, just
But
as it
go
is
ahead.
today. But when those people got up on Easter Sunday, those folks came out, even if they stole those clothes, they came out dressed, dignified.
Mm-hmm.
It blew my mind. Didn't we just have Dr. King's dead, riots in almost 200 cities, and black folks came out of their house looking good? It's not that I'm obsessed with them looking good. I'm contrasting the seriousness
No,
of
no,
Dr.
brother, you're
King's
talking about dignity.
Dr. King's
Black people
dead.
came out with dignity.
They're
That's what you're
soldiers
talking about.
with machine guns and half tracks and tanks with guns pointed at them, and they
Mm-hmm.
come dressed like we are somebody. In fact, not only
Mm-hmm.
we are great somebody. And I
Mm-hmm.
contrast that with now, and they literally have to offer women cloths to hang over their knees so the pastors don't have to see the person's vagina. You don't have to get to the study to see it. You can see it
Mm-hmm.
while you're preaching in real time. You can see someone, water falling while you're talking. All that mumbo jumbo they say on Sunday. We
Mm-hmm.
didn't. We had holes in the church. We had pedophiles. We had all of that, but it was dressed up. Even Little Richard had more dignity than this silly Porter. Billy
Mm-hmm.
Porter, Little Richard would have never kissed Johnson or Kennedy's or Eisenhower or Truman or Nixon's or even Clinton's. Obama would have wanted him to suck his finger, but he wouldn't have done that. This Billy Porter would have given Biden a blowjob right there on the South Lawn,
Mm-hmm.
had he been permitted. And anyone who would have objected would have been called a homophobe and jumped by the same people we're told are leaders. We've become this vile. I mean, and again, I'm going to tell this story and I want you to talk again, Brother Larry. I remember having an argument as a PhD student at the University of Virginia, and I'm arguing as one black person in a room of about 25 students and two racist teachers about the intellectual inferiority of black people. And I whipped their ass, and trust me, That's saying something in Charlottesville, Virginia, 30 plus years ago. It's saying
Mm-hmm.
something when I'm the only black male in a class of 100. It's saying something when the teachers hate your guts and are trying to run you out of the program. I was able to face all of them down. And
No,
just
I
as I
hear you.
beat them, Brother Larry, and the Greek people started making monkey and animal sounds outside the classroom. And all the people laughed and said, you did good for yourself, but explain that. And there wasn't an explanation. Even the white guys that were drunkards that had the keg parties was done in their frat home. The only
Mm-hmm.
people that would do homoerotic and degenerate stuff in front of everyone were the black Greeks. So
Yeah, and look at us. Look at
and
us today.
literally imagine that, Brother Larry. I beat all of them
Yeah.
single-handedly. But those folks, and I'm gonna tell you, the white kids had a point. The black Greeks and others pushed alcoholism, drugs, and promiscuity. Not
Mm-hmm.
academic stuff. None of that. And so I hate to say it, the racists weren't correct that we're intellectually inferior to anybody, but they were correct that our degenerate black people ran the show.
Right.
White
Right.
degenerates run the show, but they have a sense to present decorum. The debate
Mm-hmm.
was rigged against Trump, but they did it with decorum. They didn't just blatantly do stuff like you see Roland Martin on his show, cut people off. Oh yeah, they do murders. Our people do commit murders. Yeah, they do. And they commit murder through public policy. The greatest amount of murders that I see happening are young black men and women and others who are poisoned from suspended lead and lead in the water and lead in paints, where blacks who had let um, housing, the housing in the cities, black mayors and other people deliberately use poisonous paint on poor, low-income black people. That led to aggression, violence, all kinds of problems, depression, heart disease. They killed thousands and thousands. And they
And
could.
the key word, if you let me interject, I gotta go in a minute, but the key word is deliberate. Don't think for a moment that these Negroidian pieces of scum don't know what they're doing.
They do
They
know.
know
It was
exactly what they're
illegal. It's
doing.
against the law. And they did it. And here in Washington and in other cities, they've demolished all the projects. That's actually destruction of a crime scene, destruction of
Mm-hmm.
evidence. So the tens of thousands of blacks that have been poisoned and destroyed will never get restitution.
Right.
This wasn't white people. This was black people.
Right.
And that's what I keep saying. Look, I mean, I got a house full of books to the ceiling. I can tell you about what white people did here, there, but I know the story that they don't tell, because they know the most effective way to destroy us is for us to ignore our own traitors.
The most effective way for them to destroy us is through us. Through us. Via us. Because if you do that, then you keep what? Black people deaf, dumb, blind, stupid, arrogant, ignorant people. All right, I'm going to just say it like it is. You dig?
Mm-hmm.
Enough is enough.
Mm-hmm. And let me correct this person. The majority of the people that died in the concentration camps and the Boer War were colored and African.
Mm-hmm.
Far fewer whites died than non-whites. The
Mm-hmm.
whites actually have claimed the dead Africans and coloreds in their numbers to have moral authority, ultimately to screw over black people when they were killed by English. And very
Mm-hmm.
few of them relative to the black people who were caught up. Way more Africans were killed than even this 27,000. But again, I want to say to you, every year, every single year, black Americans kill 5 to 6 to 7,000 of each other. In
That's
10
my point.
in
That's
10
my point.
years, that's 70,000. If it's 20 years, it's 140,000. And then if it's
Hmm.
30 years, it's 210,000. And if it's 40 years, it's approaching 300,000. Black Americans have killed a minimum of 500,000 of each other since the Second World War. And we
Hmm.
don't talk about it. It's morally wicked. It's morally evil for the reported murders in this country for half of them to be black. For us
Hmm.
to kill each other at that level, and of course, we're getting a third or more of the abortions. And a
Hmm.
whole lot of the black women who are having problems when they get these complications, a lot of them had abortions and not saying it. One of the reasons that black women die is they messed your stuff up when you went in to kill the baby because you didn't want to have it. They didn't do
Hmm.
a very good job, and when you have the second baby that you want, either it dies or you die, or they have to give you a
Or you both
C-section,
die.
or you
Yeah,
both die
yeah.
because abortion is murder. And it's
Hmm.
interesting, the main pillar of the whole Biden campaign is killing black children. And they
Hmm.
can count on 80 to 90% of black women to support them. That has to be the
Hmm.
most fucking psychotic thing I've ever heard. That women support the mass killing of their children as a policy, not housing, not food, not jobs, not medical care, none of that, just killing babies. And it's an Indian woman who's killed the children inside of her. Surely she's been pregnant. Surely she screwed everyone. I have it on high account. She used to give blowjobs in the basement of City Hall in San Francisco. This woman has been a party favor and a canapé to wealthy men and others, and they simply killed the children. And she's a miserable, unhappy woman who's power drunk. And what she does is what I see a lot of women do, because feminism has told you women not to look at women. A lot of women are your enemies. The miserable women who are sterile or can't find a man want you to be miserable, and you can't find happiness either. And they'll tell you that they're your sister. Bullshit. That's like me saying that David Dukes is my brother because he's a male. This is the saddest ass thing. And I don't give a damn about pork chop feminists. We don't care about you hoes. We're going to say this. That's why we're patriarchs. We're going to bring things back to when we could say what we really want to say. All of this political correctness and gender dysphoria is an outgrowth of stupid pork chop feminists, studs, and proto lesbians who
Hmm.
follow white supremacist lesbian feminists. This
Hmm.
virus needs to be driven out of our community. Whoever you are, I'm not in a comparison of Jews or English people and black people. You don't need to be in this conversation if you don't understand. We're here to talk about our shit. So if you're from another country like a tether, this is a black American conversation. I never go in African or Caribbean or Afro-Latin rooms and try to tell them what their reality is. Don't do it in
Exactly.
ours. If you're not a black American, keep your comments to yourself if it's not on code with what we want to talk about. I never
Hmm.
do this to any other people. Never. I have no desire to invade anybody else's space or try to change the narrative. Like I had this dumb fuck Caribbean man in England try to lecture me about how he supports feminism. And yet 90% or more of the black men in England marry white women, which
Hmm.
says the black women that come in and pick up the British modern feminist culture don't marry them, so they all marry white women, which says to me that man is a liar.
Hmm.
We don't
Hmm.
like lies, and we're not saying who you can fall in love with. Like I'll tell anyone, I had a very good friend that's German, but I don't want to marry a German. My great great grandfather did. I want to marry a person that's more like what I want to get with. But I'm still friends, and I didn't dog her. There are a whole lot of black men out here talk this militant shit, and then they go around and they rip up white women. I think that's ugly. That Eldridge Cleaver bullshit. Where you go out and hurt women. I don't have a hatred of womankind, because if you will rape a white woman, you'll definitely rape two black women. If you'll abuse any woman, you'll abuse others. So this ain't about, if you respect your own woman, you'll respect everybody else's. If you respect your mother, you're likely to respect other women. If you hate your mother, you hate women. So that's not the kind of conversation. We're not here to talk about hurting or hating people, but we are here when we hate stupidity. I hate ignorance. I'm racist against stupid people. I want to live in a world segregated from dumbass people. I want you to drink from a different fountain from me because your stupid germs may make me dumb like you. And I might think that Biden won the debate the other night if I get too many stupid germs in me. I want stupid people to sit on another side of the bus from me. Like the stupid people that took the COVID shots. I want dumb people to live in a different society from me. I don't want you in my race. I'd like for all the dumb black people to become something else. So all of us intelligent ones could come together and save ourselves, because a lot of you stupid, non-reading, semi-literate, ignorant, propagandized, Luciferian, deviant black folks, you're a drag on our survival.
And that of the entire globe, truth be told. Look, I'm going to get off this. I've got to run, but I want to say to everyone, you know, on this conversation, in this conversation, please listen closely to what the brother is saying. Think about it. All right, think about it. For God's sake,
think about it. Think.
You know, stop going for the ghosts.
That's
stop
right.
it. Just stop it. Go for the ghosts. Go for the ghosts.
And
grow up, people.
And Sister Miriam, I
Yeah.
sent you a link, Sister Miriam, so you can join. I have a panel now. And by the way, guys, I have to be mad because they said 1/3 of the U.S. public thinks that Joe Biden won the debate. I'm willing to lose my money that some of those people are pork chop feminists.
You better believe
I
it.
know that some of them is probably one of these bloated sisters with the jacked up attitude, with enough children's last names to be a fucking phone book company that thinks that Biden won. Okay, I'm sick. I hate that shit. We black men need to start saying we don't like this. It's confusion. And in fact, when we had patriarchy, we had absolutes. Right? I'm a man, I have a dick. You're a woman, you have a vagina. And in the community, they say a pussy. We used to know that. Now we have to slip and say, well, you may have a vagina, you're a woman. I don't know. And then again, if you ask, that's harassment. So you kind of, it's crazy.
And we had, brother, we had stability. With whatever else we had to deal with, we had stability in our communities across the board. Okay? Right, wrong, or indifferent.
And
we
even
were stabilized.
and
now, look at us.
Even our gay people were cool. We had James Baldwin and shit. We've gone from that to damn to Diddy. God, it's disgusting. At least Little Richard made some of his own music. My God, and he had freak offs first. And he didn't need pink cocaine. He just had the regular white shit. I mean, who adds food coloring to drugs? This is just dumb. That's just another way to waste money. I'm sorry. Did they get some McCormick and mix it with the yellow? I don't know how they got the cocaine pink, or if they get one of those pixie sticks and mix in the pink sugar with it, you know. But then again, if the sugar gets in it, does that mean you have sweet boogers that go down your throat? I don't know. Diddy, I'm done with you. I'm just praying. You know, they're saying he's Frank Lucas's son, Larry. And Frank Lucas is a distant cousin. I'm like praying to God, I don't want to be related to Diddy. God, you know I hate Diddy. I'm not supposed to say I hate him.
Don't worry about it,
I don't
bro.
want him. I don't want him, right?
Look,
okay, please.
Look, I'm going to bid everyone good evening, good night. All I ask is that you wake up. Stop going for the ghosts. Please, please, please wake up while there's yet time. Time is running out. And that's all I implore you. All right? And as we used to say, all power to the people. It's like the struggle is intensifying. Or it is intensifying. And we are in deep, deep shit. And we better get the hell out while we still can. All power, my brother.
Okay.
Take care.
Thank you.
Care.
Thank you
and
for
to
treating
the
us white.
To everyone else out there. All right?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, my brother. Be strong. Be strong and carry on, bro. Carry on.
All right, Sister Miriam, you can come in. Oh, wait, here you go. All right. Uh-oh. Oh, we're white now. Now we have 4 people. And oh my God, this is okay. Let's talk about the debate.
Hello.
How many of y'all, and let me say, I've got 14 people on there. How many of you are liking this and resharing this? I've got 37 here, 6 over here. How many likes? I don't have any likes on this platform here. JD, get on these people here. Tell them to like this. And I also want to remind you, I got to do a commercial. I want to thank everybody. We got about $250 for the Patriarch Summit. Something like $250. We would have liked to have had 1,000, but that's okay. Everybody, if you want to give to the Patriarch Summit, all you need to do, I'm going to tell you how to find it. I'm about to copy and cut this into put this in here so everybody can see it. The GoFundMe move, cat. Get off. Go. Okay. I can't be a substitute for you being in heat. I'm sorry about that. I'm human. You need to find yourself somebody. Damn. Our GoFundMe for our Patriarch Summit it goes like this. http:// go fund.me/ and then it's a 4FCD. Hold on, we'll put it in here. 4CFD, and I think it's 6. That's right, 6447. I'm about to put this up here so you guys will know. This is how you can contribute to the GoFundMe. Freedom Utopia. We're going to be on code. We're talking about the debate. If you want to talk about the Million Man March, why not ask the people in the Nation of Islam? I'm certain that people in the Fruit of Islam would love to have an argument with someone non-Muslim and put all those martial arts to test. We're not doing that. We're talking about the debate. We're going to be topical tonight. We're going to respect each other. And that means if we're talking about the debate, that's what people ask us to talk about. That's what we talk about. Okay? It's called discipline. Folks don't like it. I'm not mad at you. There are 1,000 bloggers out here. So, and thousands of people that like controversy and they like going back and forth. I don't think our people really care what happened to the money, even though they should. That's as far as I'm going to go. JD, do me a favor, sis. We're talking about the debate. Would you please excise that comment? That's not what we are. Hate to do it like that, but people come in with their agenda. This is our show, our agenda. People have my damn email. Use it. Don't disrupt the flow of it. I was lucky. I got to call Dick Gregory whenever I wanted to, but I knew how to talk to people. So let's set the ground rules. We're talking about the debate. We're talking about what's going on in the country. We're not going any stuff. You want to do some nigga shit and argue over stuff that's passe or whatever. That's your concern. It ain't mine. I want to state this from the beginning. I support Donald Trump, not because he's perfect, but because I just can't stand Joe Biden and nothing around him. And what Joe Biden has done with the illegals and the other things is unforgivable. What he did with COVID and the mandates is unforgivable. What he's done, he lied to all the people. He got the Boule and all of them to betray everybody again. There was no crime bill. There's no reparations. There's been nothing. Mass incarceration has increased. He's funded all these bad things to happen to us, and there are killings all over the country, more now than when Trump was in, of black folks killed in their homes, executed. The Justice Department spends more time fighting people who disagree with abortion and people who have a religious point of view they don't like than actual people who want to mass murder us. They damn sure know better. We're not going to take it. So anybody that comes in here, if you're a Trump person, understand we like Trump more than Biden, but we still want reparations. If you're a libertarian, we could care less about you. We want MFM, which stands for motherfucking money. We need to be restituted for what's happened to us. I don't care what color you are. I don't care if you're from Mars or from Uranus or from out of your anus. We want our goddamn money. I would say between the two, Donald Trump put forward a platinum plan with black activists to try to do something to help black America. Joe Biden not only offered nothing before he became president, has done nothing since but hurt and betray us. I mean, you put one black person on the Supreme Court, so that's two black people with jobs, when we are 40, 50, 60 million people. That's not enough. I don't care. The debate was fun. I enjoyed watching Joe Biden melt down. Look, Joe Biden is a complete failure. It's his wife and Obama and other people using him for their own agenda. They knew that Joe Biden was already gone. He had had problems cognitively all along. It's probably advanced, and if truth be told, he may be hitting Hunter's stash in the White House. He's done all that other dirty shit. Why not bring his dad some drugs? When you have that cognitive decline rapid like that, sometimes it comes from drug usage or prolonged drug usage. To me, if you'll molest a child, why not snort some drugs? If you're having all kinds of strange sex, why not be a person that drinks and drugs? Why does Joe Biden have to be a saint and yet you nickel and dime Martin Luther King for pussy he got in the 50s and 60s? We're crazy. Why can't we see that this man is wicked? His wife is wicked. His children are wicked. Even his junkie daughter says her father's wicked. When your daughter can remember your winky being on her nose when you're taking a shower, that's a weird, kooky, nasty family. That should be enough for you broads to not even want to support Biden. So I've just learned for the support that Joe Biden gets from black women lets me know that there are masses of black women that are good with pedophilia. They don't mind when men have sex with little girls. And I believe it because they let it happen to their daughters and nieces and boyfriends and blame the kid when they try to come forward. Is that what it is? He's a white dude into the same stuff that y'all into, and that's why y'all like him? I can believe it. I believe anything. Y'all have convinced me. The shots, Obama, Black Lives Matter, and the way that y'all have gotten behind Kamala Harris, who's dancing and chanting about eating a man's rectum, and you consider that leadership. So, a lot of y'all do have shits for brains. Y'all do. And y'all making me reconsider a lot of very aggressive, progressive stances I've had about women's stuff from the way that y'all have been acting now that y'all feel like it's power. It's woman's time. One woman's time, teen suicide is up. Woman's time, divorce is up. Woman's time, abortion's up. Woman's time, kids are in child and family service in record numbers. Woman's time, record number of women in domestic violence situations with other women. All this shit's happened with woman empowerment and this black girl tragic shit that y'all on. And Biden, who's presided over all these bad things happening to black women, and y'all love him. And yet you can't point to the same for Trump, but it doesn't make a difference. Trump comes off as cocky and selfish, like a lot of you are. It takes a lot of selfishness to kill a baby, and it takes even more to kill 2 or 3 or 10. Oh yeah, I'm rocking tonight. We want to talk about the debate, but we're going to deal with this culture. We have a jacked up culture. It must be fixed. It won't be fixed until black men act like men, until women stop acting like men and rediscover femininity and beauty. We used to have it. It's not like y'all never were fine or awesome or the creme de la creme. But I have some milk upstairs. If I don't drink that stuff fast enough, it's going to go sour. Now, I have this distinguished panel. I want to hear from our new guest, a political consultant, a person studying the law that knows about insurance and business and was in the military. I'm hoping Sister Asha, can you come in now? Are you going to treat us like we're white and talk about the debate? I would like for you to introduce yourself, because I meant what I said. I'm going to find, I know some dynamite thinking black women. They're not like the ones I'm cussing out. And they're lucky. You know, I'm going to tell you this and I'm going to shut up. When I was mistreated, when this little nasty pork chop feminist wouldn't let my auntie, who was in her 80s, visit me when I was in rehab, and I called her supervisor, said, she's lucky I'm a Christian. If I wasn't, I would get out of bed and say I was a woman. I'd go down and beat her ass as a woman and change back to a man when I got back in bed. But because I have character, just let her know, be glad I'm not a trans, because I would come and beat her ass for what she did. Stop fucking with my guest. Now, I don't talk to people like that normally, but some people need it. So I gave it. I had no further problems with people visiting. I also think she was jealous. She thought I was screwing my mother. She thought my mother was my wife. So she's trying to keep my mom from visiting me. You know, there's some real petty, shallow sisters out there. You guys are nuts, man. In fact, judgment's coming. It's already here. A lot of y'all get messed up, shot by your kids, beaten up, carjacked, being lassoed and raped by foreigners. This is the judgment. I'm not saying it's right, but damn, y'all been sowing all this hate and pettiness. And I mean, our people trying to come up from under the Boule, and Biden's pushing Tran and all this craziness everywhere. And y'all with him. Then if a woman get attacked in a woman's restroom, black men ain't shit. No, the white men that ain't shit that you voted for. It's for this policy. Bitch, you voted for this. You want this. When a man says, no, don't do that, that's a woman's restroom. Oh, it's okay. I mean, y'all need to stop establishing rules. We got this. Then when they get beaten up, like the WWE, they want to compete with the man, get your skull cracked. And we men are like told, stand down, just let the women get their asses beat by men. And then say, y'all didn't stand up for us. Y'all told us to shut up, and we don't know anything, and we're male, and we don't have any empathy. And yet y'all be abusing kids and shit, like when those fairy godmothers in the Disney stories. Real talk. Come on, bring it, Sister Asha. I'm just here. We're trying. Yes, I'm here trying to make, I'm trying to like gaslight and bait feminists. Come on, feminists. Come on down.
Well, I told you I was going to come on because I was doing my friend's show earlier. We were talking about the state of the country. We were talking about the debate. And, this is something that we all need to talk about to see what happened between Trump and Biden, where Biden was not even there. He was not there mentally, physically, emotionally. I mean, what more can you say that this man is still qualified to run for president? He wasn't there because for weeks, his side of the aisle and his administration and his press secretary said that everything that we saw that was going on about him not being cognitive aware, it was doctored. So they put him up for a debate where we all saw on live TV, the man is gone. He's not there.
It was a rigged debate. They even helped him.
They did it deliberately to show the American people, the elites and the donors, this man is unqualified and unfit to run a country. And they did it deliberately. And so now they're trying to scramble to see if they're going to invoke the 25th Amendment or wait to convention and give their delegates to nominate somebody else to run for president. Because you never saw a debate before a convention. You never have.
Okay.
And this is a big pivotal point for all of us to really understand that this is a time where if they do, tell him you cannot run, you're unfit, who are they going to replace him with? And my guess is my governor, Gavin Newsom.
You mean Gruesome Newsom?
Yeah, Gruesome Newsom. And that's my guess. They're going to put him up
Okay, well,
to run.
will he have Kamala Harris as his vice president?
No, nobody likes Kamala. Not even Californians like Kamala. So
Does Willie Brown like Kamala?
no. We know he did, but he didn't even support her when she decided to run for president. He just said, "Good luck." That was it. So no, he doesn't even like her. She's washed up. She's done. She's done.
So she is physically and politically run through. Wow, that's
it.
2 for 2. Now,
That's
I
it.
want you to meet my friend here, Sister Miriam. Open up your mic. Please bring some wisdom. I know, let me tell you, I laughed. I hadn't laughed that much in politics since the night Hillary Clinton lost and watch all the studs cry. For all the little mean studs you meet along the way, to see that many studs in one night cry was just, it was nirvana. I'm trying to have that experience again and watch all the little nasty, pasty, crusty liberals cry again. I want Trump to win. He bothers them so much. I love it. These people hate him. I want to do anything I can to help Trump win, to punish those vicious, mean feminists, the ones that have all the little nasty textbooks for the kids, to see them get punished. To see these broads that like wearing chin hair, and yet when they're a man, he has to be clean shaven, or she's all in his ass. But when she gets with a woman, she can have nappy hair that's proof. No, oh, ouch! Damn. Okay, selfish is hateful. I think selfish is a feminist.
The selfish part you just.
Yeah, no, selfish jumped to me and they put their spikes in the. They're mad I'm doing this. My cat works for white supremacy. My cat is a white supremacist. They don't like my shows. But anyway, Sister Miriam, you're in Illinois, and it should be Illinois. There's fake shit going on down there, and you've got that no good, filthy, morbidly obese, degenerate governor.
Indeed.
It should be called Shitsker instead of Pritzker. By the way, that deviant was their Obama sponsors, right? They own the Hyatt
Yes.
hotels that steal all the land from black folks in South Carolina. But you know, Obama didn't help those Negroes in the Sea Island, among the many things that he didn't do. I mean,
Exactly.
well, the main thing he doesn't do is Michelle. But that's another discussion. Come on, bring it, sister.
Well, living under Schichner's totalitarian like mindset, this billionaire is so far away from what the black grassroots want. He's a believer and pusher of so-called women's rights, so he's a baby murderer. And I was just looking at a commercial with, or a little bit that Scammy Harris has done with Taraji P. Henson. Got her caping for the Democrats. Oh my gracious.
Taraji.
You should see it, Doc. It's airing now.
Well, now I'm glad Oprah gypped that bitch. Now I agree with Oprah. My God, you're gonna make me agree with Oprah. That's hard to do. Okay. I mean, Oprah, I can't stand you. Everybody tell Oprah I can't stand you, Oprah. I don't like you.
This is her. Madam VP scratching her head, the black girl scratching.
I hope she wasn't scratching something else.
I'm worried about the vice presidency, and I don't even care to go into the rest. You just have to see it. Yes, and dealing with the fact that this undercover sweet eater is simply pushing all these type of disgusting rights for the Skittles community, making things available to the illegals, making it comfortable for them, allowing these people to get into law enforcement. And Illinois, of course, is making it possible for immigrants, or illegal immigrants.
Okay, no.
to tote and carry.
Hold it. Let's work on this. We've got to deal with this. And an immigrant goes through a legal process to enter the country. An illegal does not go
And
through.
illegal does not.
So therefore, they're
Exactly.
not an immigrant. Let's stop. When you say illegal immigrant, they train the public. When you say immigrant, it's assumed that they have rights. When you come here unlawfully, you don't have any rights because you don't belong here. Please say illegal, illegal
The
alien, illegal
differentiation.
migrant,
Yes.
undocumented alien, everything, but they're not
Undocumented
in.
alien.
But it's better to just say illegal. Save your time. Your ass isn't supposed to be here. So the last time I went to the store and someone, my friend, my friend, my friend, and it's these people from El Salvador, someplace, and I'm looking like, huh? And he holds up a phone saying he needs money, food, shelter, and I'm supposed to give it to him. And I told him, you know what? Whoever wrote that, I don't know them. Okay? I'll see you. There's not enough for me and you. And and if you belong here, you'd have been able to ask my ass in English. So, let me help the language problem by not talking to you. Bye. But he's there with his wife and his kid. And I'm thinking about all the homeless black women and children in this country.
I
It's
agree.
insane. It's
I
insane.
agree.
It's insane. Uh,
I agree.
Hold on, I gotta get this off my chest. I want to remind everybody, it's been about 30 years. No, not 30. About 20 years ago, 20 some odd years, 22 years ago, Biden assaulted me right here in D.C. And I'd seen Biden a few weeks before, tried to wave to him, and he gave me a "don't speak to me, nigger," right there in Union Station. That man is a racist, people. I've been around Biden one other time, and Biden was saying how he was a Zionist. He was committed to the Jewish cause no matter what. He didn't care. So when you saw these people getting killed in the Middle East, he let us, I heard this 20 plus years ago, that whatever Israel does, he agrees with. That means if they kill every person there, he agrees with it. Women, children, if they die, if Israel wants to do it, kill them. That's a cruel, wicked man. And I also remember when I first moved to D.C. 50 years ago, Joe Biden was the main voice we heard speaking out against school desegregation and busing and using racist language. Oh, yes, he did. That's my introduction to Biden as a person that hates black people, hates young black people. Having grown up desegregating schools, I can't forget that. All the black people that are behind Biden, no matter how horrible Trump is, are traitors to our community. They're traitors. And so you can either stay your ass home, you can vote for Trump, who's going to win unless they kill him. And if they kill him, there will be no United States because there are a lot of people that like Trump. And the deep state, this thing will never be the same. So all of y'all that hate Trump, y'all need to think about that. If y'all put a lot of shit out there, it may come back to visit you. A lot of black folks need to keep your mouth out of white people's fights. Think about your own shit in your home. But Trump does not hate black people. Biden does. Trump is Trump. He likes some people and he doesn't like others. That's him. He's all over the place, but he's not consistently anti anybody. He will go off on some Jews sometimes, but he does not hate Jews. Trump is Trump. Biden is a hater. Biden's a racist. Biden's a bigot. Biden's a crook. Biden's a predator. Biden's a person that's assaulted women and children on camera in front of us. We know who he is. We've chosen not to. In fact, I'm going to tell you something. These days, black folks have such a low level of consciousness until I have to look to white people for awareness. And that's sad. Whatever the media tells them, MSNBC, CBS, whatever, they tell us how to think, and that's what we do. They tell us something that has not been FDA approved is safe, and yet these same Negroes will not eat African food if they don't know what the name means in English. They get so picky about what they'll put in their mouth, even when it's food, but yet they were willing to give this to their children and take it when they're pregnant and all this other stuff. We've been sorry for a while, and we keep falling for it. Obama, Black Lives Matter, that junkie George Floyd. I didn't want him to die like that, but it still doesn't mean he's a big porn star, junkie, career criminal. You know, the soul that sins shall die, says the Bible. If you do enough evil stuff, it happens. You know, those are the breaks. It will catch up with you. We really should be angry with Biden. We should be angry with the Boule. We should be angry with Gavin Newsom. We should be angry with the governor of Illinois, the governor of Maryland. We should be mad at Governor Kemp, although they began to pass those laws in Georgia after they killed that white girl. I mean, maybe if the illegals kill a few more people that are not black, it'll get through people's head that it's a mistake to try to erase us with illegals. But that's what Biden was doing. He said, they're expanding. You need to get up behind the Hispanics. They outnumber y'all. And he made certain of it. He told people, I'm not going to help you. I'm going to help them. Get behind them. I'm helping them first. So my ancestors who served in the War of 1812, the American Revolution, and all the other wars are behind someone from a criminal gang in Venezuela that just showed up. What an awesome act of disrespect that we allow from this man and his administration. And so he needs to go. It is incredibly stupid. Right. He's incredibly stupid. We're stupid. Not to worship Trump, but who's going to give us the best deal? Why don't we do this? Why don't we at least demand something for these damn votes? We don't have anything else. Why can't we do something? And it isn't us, little people, but these weaponized entertainers and athletes, because they're not athletes. And if Dwayne Wade is any indication of what professional athletes are, they hoes too. They just hoes with jerseys. We saw a the implosion of the Biden campaign, and we saw the suicide of the black elite, the black boule, you traitor Greek letter Negroes out there that attached yourselves to this degenerate man with his wicked family and his power-crazed, sex-procuring wife. And this show needs to end. It was an embarrassment. And by the way, they kept talking about Trump lying. You don't think Biden lies? In fact, you lie a lot when you're demented. We absolutely have to have something else. So if you can't vote for Trump, stay your ass home. Or you can vote for Cornel West, who certainly wouldn't get accepted at any charm school with that nasty grooming that he has. Or Jill Frankenstein. And, I mean, she's not going to win. I mean, and the Libertarian, whoever that is, they're not going to win. And we had, what's his name? Randall Terry from this Constitution Party, and he said he's against reparations. Anybody that's not going to give us any goddamn money, we don't want. We need our damn money. We need to get paid for what's happened to our ancestors. And again, let me just say, we're going to have the beginning, because we want to be ready for the midterm, not just this election. The Patriarch Summit, and with that, we're going to have the Wazi Sia group, which will be, it stands for Warrior Sisters, Sisters in Arms. We're going to be organizing the good people who care from cradle to grave about our community into groups. And our youth group, we need your help. We have a GoFundMe. The link is http://GoFund.me/4 C as in cat, F as in fornicate, D as in Democrat, 6447. Please donate. We want to thank everyone that gave. We need to raise $1,500 this week. We're behind, so I'm going to be out here begging. And all these massacred children in Palestine, they want to do that to us. Biden and them know if they bring enough people here and we get dispossessed and pushed out, we're going to be like the people in Gaza, and they'll get rid of us. The one thing that the people in Gaza have going for them is they don't have Planned Parenthood. telling their women killing children is health care. This is what they're doing to us. This is how they have us bound, among other things. Why not? I mean, if they have food for the illegals to come in this country 10 million, 15 million deep, why the hell couldn't they like feed the people who are already here? House the people that are already here? Provide medical care. You can't even get appointments. You know, I may have cancer in my dick. I've got to wait 2-3 months because other people are put ahead of me who don't even belong in this country. And we're paying taxes for them to get treated first. It's an obscenity. It's time for our folks to do what we have to do. I do not want you to join one party or the other, but I do want you to vote your interest. Biden has shown that he is the most dangerous person to the interests of Black Americans that we've seen in quite a while. We need to punish them. And if you watch the debate, because there are enough of us saying, fuck you to the Democrats, you've never heard them talk about Black people this much since Jesse Jackson ran for the Democratic Party nomination in 1984. I haven't seen this much conversation about Black people in 40 years because a few of us are saying, fuck this. And by the way, those same people made certain that no Black journalists were allowed to be involved in covering the debates. The same Boule people on the Republican side didn't let any Blacks be in there for the barbershop bullshit that they pull with fake-ass Byron Donalds and Wesley Hunt from Texas. We've got a lot to fight. It isn't about what people look like. It's what they're going to do in terms of policy on your behalf. I don't care what you look like. So I see a comment here about voting for white people. Hell, we've been voting for Black people that keep cutting our throats. It isn't what what the person looks like. It's what they're going to do if they had the power to change or improve or get rid of policy, not what you look like. A lot of us have been voting for Black candidates for a half century, and in many instances our lives are much, much, much worse. We need to be a lot more sophisticated. So if it's a good Black person and they're not like who I call Coonburn or Clanburn or Punk Eric Adams or that Johnson, who I think is a Haitian in Chicago, or Bow Wow here in DC, if they're not like that, why not vote for them if they're a good Black candidate? But if not, and I meet a person, I don't care if they're a Siamese cat, if they're going to look out for my interests, my cause, they support reparations and an anti-Black crime bill, right? An anti-hate crime bill for Black Americans, I would support them. I don't care what the hell you look like. It's juvenile. I'm not a Black culturalist asshole. I'm not a bigot. I'm very intelligent. And I can tell you, I've been in so many situations where the only people that would help, no matter who I went to, Black, all the Black folks disappointed. They went out of the way to disappoint when it wouldn't have cost them anything. And someone white helped because it was the right thing to do. Some of our deranged Black people say, well, I should be mad at all whites and punish every white person, be angry at all of them because so many white people are bad, yet we give all the rotten Black people a pass. I never said I wasn't a Black American. I never said I wasn't nationalistic. But I'm not stupid. We got a lot of traitors, huge amounts of them. In fact, they're the only ones allowed to advance because we haven't created the institutions where we promote from within our own group who we want. Let me tell you something. There are very few people with Spanish surnames speaking against even the illegals in the country. I repeat, these people are demanding rights for people in the country unlawfully. And Black American politicians don't even demand rights that have been already put in the books for us. That's how great the betrayal is. So don't tell me about any fucking black person in office. Okay, and a lot of black folks talk. Their asses have never volunteered, never been in a campaign, never. Don't bring your opinion up here. You have no real life experience. You've never worked in a campaign. You've never been on Capitol Hill. You've never lobbied in office. All you've done is sat on your ass and stewed and beefed and whined about how it is. A lot of them are black men. A lot of black men don't get any respect because they're crybabies. They don't do anything. They're not organized. They won't work with anyone. If they see someone intelligent, they want to argue and compete with them. They're like girls who fight because they have matching dresses at the big dance. Instead of saying, wow, this guy gets what I get. Let's unite our energy into a force. Instead, I'm the only smart black person that gets it. Let me destroy all the others. And then white people will notice me. This narcissistic bullshit the brotherfucker black men are on, and it's a lot of you. Come on, talk to me, sister Aja, and I want both of you ladies start talking, and we men are gonna follow up. But you ladies speak. Let me take a break. In fact, I can get a glass of water, but I'm not thinking about Kamala. She doesn't make me thirsty.
Sometimes I have to put on mute because my little dog barks a lot.
He must be a Democrat.
No, I call both of them socialists. They're Bernie supporters. They like everything for free. But they're my little socialists. They're cute. But no, to the other lady's point, I'm in California too. So when we're dealing with your elected officials, my elected officials, they don't give a damn about the actual citizens here that need help. When it came down to, California, we've dealt with illegal immigration for a very, very, very long time. Even before I was born, the waves coming here in the 60s and the 70s and really taking over in the 80s. And now it's just full blown where we don't even have opportunity or anything for us here and resources for just the regular citizens and senior citizens to just trying to get housing. I was telling Dr. Short the other day, I met a lady in the parking lot. She was just sitting in her truck, but I noticed she had a lot of belongings. And I just simply asked her, I said, do you have a place to stay? She said, no, sweetheart, I've been living in my truck. And she was a senior citizen. And she said she does get her Social Security, but she went down to the county office to try to get Section 8 or anything, and they said she's on the 6 to 8 month wait list. And I'm thinking in my head, why are you such a long wait list and you're a senior citizen just to get housing? But then you got everybody coming across here and they're putting them up in hotels, they're putting them up and giving them everything that they want automatically, and especially if they got kids or pretend kids. Oh yeah, these are my kids, which are not their kids, so they can get all the housing. But we got our own people out here in the streets, sleeping in cars, sleeping on the sidewalks, just to get a place to stay, or they can't afford the hotel. And so this is where this administration has really ruined it. And they also put illegal immigrants before American citizens, and especially Black Americans. Chicago, Baltimore, Detroit, here in California, I've seen it because I'm a California native. I've seen it for so many years where they were running Black people out of their own communities, like Compton and Watts. And when they bring over the gangs, they ran out Black families because it got so bad because they wanted to take over the neighborhoods. And this is something that's been going on for so long and ignored. Like Dr. Short said, we have to start saying, this is what we need and this is what we want, and you're going to give it to us or we're not going to vote for you.
Indeed. Places like California, Florida, Texas.
Speak up, please.
Sure. Can you hear me?
Yes, I do.
places like Florida, Texas, California, anywhere where there's a shoreline, and also that the city, if the city or the state needs a border, um, tend to have been experimented on the longest in California.
Right.
And in some instances in New York as well. They've always did experiments with the illegals.
Mm-hmm.
As Dr. Short pointed out, and I usually be on point with that, but I was looking and speaking at the same time. So I ran the two together, illegal immigrants, which is the oxymoron. They don't go together. Illegals are illegals because they got here, as he said, you know, they're illegal. They get
Right.
treated illegally, and immigrants go through naturalization or visa or a dreamers situation. They did it. They had to go through a process in order to gain some form of stay in our country, let alone citizenship. But these illegals, this is a different ballgame because they're being ushered in just like the illegal Europeans were.
Mm-hmm.
To be honorary whites. So we have
Yes.
to understand that that's what Biden meant when he met with the dead carcass and told them, and how sharp them in the rest, and told them, you're going to have to get along with Europeans, foreign Europeans, and you're going to have to answer to and get along with the Mexicans or the Latinos.
Right.
Because this is the New World Order or the ruling class last bit at shoring up their numbers. We have to remember that white supremacy, or to be white, is a privilege, and it's something that they can dangle over their heads. So they already lock and barrel and willing to sacrifice their youth, their generations forward to get a piece of the control of what is the illusion of the dream of the American pie. Piece of the American pie, but that's everybody getting into resources, except for us, and they usher these people into honorary whites to help keep us underfoot. They need an underclass so that they wouldn't have meaning without one. They wouldn't have rules, laws, and regulations, and restrictions, and able to pull and draw off resources. Because remember, we're the number one cow. They draw resources still to the very day. What was in the past is still currently now. And it's just that a lot of our people, along except for those of us who have chosen to study and who are awake. And I don't mean educated who's like the Cornell Reds or open operatives and, straight tunes for white supremacy. I'm talking about those who are educated, like our Dr. Short, like our brother, Dr. Carl Winters, and our brother, Dr.
Claude Anderson.
Yes.
Amy Fuller,
And Francis Cress Welsing.
Yes.
And of course, yes, I'm a teacher, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, and as I was saying, Brother Amy Fuller, who was her mentor, who are still with us, as well as Dr. Claude Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
I like Dr. Claude.
These are good people.
Man, we were given the tools, we were given code by you just tweak it a little bit so it can fit the modern day. But that is a state. That is the blueprint. And then Dr. Claude Anderson gave us the economical way on how to get back to what we need. And then brothers with the historical and the spiritual aspect, like Dr. DrRandyShort and Dr. Paul Winters, they come with the other aspects. So those are your quarterly reports. And then of course our speaker, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, told you what you were dealing with, the body of the animal of the white supremacy.
That's right.
She told you how the Asians and the white kids would start taking on rhythm, the stealing of our culture. She told me that this was going to happen, that they were the great enemies.
But we hand things to them, Speaking of that, I want to say
To
this.
a certain
I
degree,
want
yes.
I want to bring in Brother Robin. In fact, let's do his song. Robin, Robin, Robin is our nigga. Robin is our nigga. Robin, Robin, Robin is our nigga. Robin is our nigga. Ah, if you come back. I'm sorry. Okay, open up your mic, sir. And I just want to
I
say
can't sing.
that, well, that's okay, but I'm having fun. I mean,
I
sometimes
know.
just fake like you're singing. We have Lisa Davenport. She's a community person in Prince George's County, as I say, Prince Nigger County. Because the folks, they're so fake out there. I mean, I'm telling you, they're so fake that they don't need to recycle plastic. Okay.
My
It's always
word.
going to be there, right? I mean, it's sad. It's a sad. They're literally, it's the richest black county in America, and they've elected to be erased by foreigners. They all sit up and vote for crazy shit like this. And it shows, look at, we're magnanimous. Everyone likes us. We're bringing other people into our community to replace us. Isn't it wonderful? Don't they? They should appreciate that we don't spend with each other and we spend with people that hate us. I mean, I'm talking about, it's like mass delusion. It's like they've been taking the COVID shot all their lives. It's so damn sad. She always invites me to shit, and I just don't have the heart because I'm thinking, what if I cuss out one of these bushy people? I don't give a fuck if you've got Italian leather and you're one in 1,000 Mercedes. I don't like you. Fuck you and your gated community. Then that may come out, and I don't talk to people. Just they're so fake. Uh, she's out there. I want you to meet her sister Asha. A lot of people I know they're angry with the Democrats, but they know the Republicans are full of shit too. And this is where Sister Asha, she's the expert on
Oh God,
on,
yes.
on Lily White. She talks about the Nazi element within the Republican Party, and it's a lot of them. These are the kind of people that should have been shot down in the Civil War and they survived. They still want everybody black to be enslaved. So you see, we want people to understand that Trump is cool. I can work with Trump no matter how crazy Trump is. I can deal with him. Um, but these other people are vicious. They're vicious haters. Whereas the Democrats want to abort us and erase us, these Republican folks want to enslave and starve us. The net result is that we're always under something. There is an ongoing goalpost position changing Hayes Tilden agreement for us to never be able to get ourselves together. The Republicans have their way of doing it and the Democrats have theirs, but they ultimately lock hand on the golf course or in the gay bathhouse and agree that we should be screwed over and dispossessed in our own country. And this is a conversation Sister Ash and I talk about. All the fake, no good black Republicans, I'm going to get you coons. I'm going to be famous because I don't like you. I don't like parties and shit. I don't want to socialize with you. I like my cat more than I like you. We're going to rip your asses and expose you. You're going to feel bad. We're going to make the white people hate you. And when white people hate, ain't no hate like the white folk hate because the white folk hate don't stop.
Oh, you just come up with all of them.
Yeah, no. So yeah, basically most of the black Republicans you see on TV are trash.
They
I mean,
they they,
seriously,
they
all
don't
of
they
them.
don't they don't like themselves.
Hmm.
And I noticed that even before I ran for Congress, I started to see more of a shift. I mean, we had people, like Larry Elders and others who just never liked the black
Well,
community. And,
you
and I
mean
know and I know
scary,
Larry Elder.
scary elder.
I know him
Hmm.
personally,
Hmm.
but I can say, you know, it was what was it, 2015? I started to see a bigger influx of more black Republicans, and I said, okay, let me see what they're talking about. Number one, they don't even know the history of the Republican Party. They put up Candace Owens up there to just talk shit about black people and take money from white people because she says what they
Hmm.
can't say publicly, and she became a multimillionaire
Hmm.
until she went on her anti-Jew Rand, and I'm
But
now a
but she
Catholic
had
and
to do
everything.
it. I mean, she looks like a trans young Michael Jackson.
Oh
So
shit!
we're not worried about her.
I'm sorry
And
for cussing.
and let me address this freedom utopia. I hate to say it, but a lot of black people are childish in how they look at change. Your comment is Trump might give you a crumb. Who wants crumbs? Actually, all these illegals are here for crumbs. Because if you
Correct.
gather enough crumbs, you've got a lot. So if we all got the crumbs we were supposed to have, we wouldn't be asking anybody for anything. So for you to say, oh, well, we don't want a little bit when you have nothing, that's insanity. It seems like it's brave or like it's standing tall, but it's theory. Let me take the crumbs that you have from yourself right now and I ask you, can I take all the stuff you have since it's not that much? Let's take it from you.
Hmm.
All of a sudden, you would say no because you've got to have something. The platinum plan, call it crumbs, but 5 to 800 billion dollars put in the black community, and we actually got to use it for us. If it helped 100,000 black folks used the right way, it would help a million.
Correct.
If it helped 250,000, it would help 2.5 million. A lot of our people, our big problem, and black folks have this big dick syndrome. It has to be big or it just doesn't mean anything. It's a very stupid way. It's like if I become rich, I buy the biggest house to show I have money. A lot of rich people don't live in those kind of houses. They
No,
don't
they
they don't
don't.
have anything to prove. But broke ass dumb fuck people with no exposure think they gotta have the expensive car and all these things that don't appreciate in value and think that that's being big. And in fact, there's a difference between being rich and being wealthy. Most black people confuse
Correct.
rich and wealthy. The landed white elite are wealthy. Your black stars and celebrities that have to dribble a basketball or do that stuff, they're rich. Oprah is rich. Bill Gates is
It's wealthy.
wealthy.
Correct.
And so, in fact, and you know what? Rich people are into crumbs. Rich people open up businesses to charge you interest on a payday loan or rent a center. The rich people are obsessed with pennies and crumbs. It's only ignorant, broke people that think crumbs don't matter. It is not the crumb. The operative word is crumbs with the S. If you get enough crumbs, you can do something. If you're just talking about one crumb, of course the answer is no. But if it's enough crumbs, like I feed birds, if I put out just a little bird seed, I'm gonna feed about 5, 6 birds. If I put out enough bird seed, I can feed several hundred birds. We've got to learn how to work with what we got. In fact, proof that anyone that trashes crumbs, it is not the rich black people in this country that have ever started any economic movement to uplift us. It's always been black people with very little that merged their crumbs. We're the
Well,
only people where the elite refuse to invest. Actually, we're not. In Africa and Latin America, all the miserable people on the earth have one thing in common: they have a rich, a criminal elite class that steals and doesn't share anything. They don't even share crumbs. That's how crooked elite like what we have. They don't want to share or do anything for others. But our people in the past, all the Black Wall Streets and everywhere else, people pooled what little they had to have much. We've gotten to this thing that we have to have a whole lot first. In fact, that's why people won't form a family. A woman won't start a family with you. You aren't rich enough for her to consider being with you. Instead of saying, I've got a man with all this potential that's worked together to accumulate. Instead, let him get it all first without the skills I'd bring to his ability, and let's see how far he gets. It's short-sighted, it's self-destructive, and in fact, it's a type of black self-hatred. It is better to get everything you can and build. If you can't get everything that you want, get as much as you can until you can get it. I'm looking. Putin is fighting a war right now. Putin, with all the opposition against him, couldn't just knock Ukraine out. But he's slowly, over time, and this is a lack for black men. Black men are only studied to fight each other over bullshit. Other groups of men are into military science. Understand that you can increment or through crumbs over time get what you want. That's how the illegals come in, and they have one house and they'll have 50 people living in it. They'll pool their money and they'll buy one house. They use their crumbs to become powerful. A Negro who's ungrateful and godless. Black folks, the reason that nothing functions is they don't believe in any kind of God, no kind of principles, and they wonder why nothing works. But these people, whether they're Catholic or whatever, pull their little bit and they take over. Our folks will say, well, my house isn't big enough for me to have anybody stay in. I don't have enough cars. There's always I. All this individualism, and when the police blow your head off, they kill you as an individual. We haven't learned to be a collective. In fact, as I said, black men are bitches. Real men learn how to work together and do things collectively and share. It's the petty ass man that has to have it all, like Diddy. Got to screw everybody's woman. I'm still not satisfied. He's going to end up broker than people who never had the same amount of money go through their hands because he has no morality. You must have some sense of right and wrong and principles that are decent, and work with other like-minded people and do what you can. Diddy has been on the top. Nope, everybody didn't steal. White folks stole, but we weren't talking about white people. And you're changing the subject, which is dishonest. You're being dishonest. I'm not talking about white people. I'm talking about black people and what we have to work with. And we're being dishonest here because white folks can sell dope and keep the proceeds. When black people started selling dope, they came up with RICO. I think you know that. You may be a person that was in jail. I mean, I could tell from the spelling. Yeah, I just have to go there. All right. When our people made it, who did not get to steal and rip off from other people, they got it honestly by pooling it together. But I'll tell you something, sir. The people that stole the resources were the crooked, liar, criminal, grifter black people in our midst. The ones who sell air property against their own families all over the country. The land we've lost has a lot to do with as much with white racism as black criminality, of not respecting one another, of not being happy with my crumb, so I want to take everybody else's crumb because I ain't had enough and nobody know we came up with nothing. I've heard that sorry, self-hating black justification for murder and dope dealing and everything else, song and dance. I'm sick of it. Brother, you keep changing the subject. Sister Soldier has morality. She doesn't say because I'm black and poor in the projects that I act like Sexy Red. You know what? You don't need to be on my platform if you don't understand basic thing that we must have morality amongst ourselves. If you don't understand it, what the hell are you talking to me for? How do you not get that? And there's a spiritual problem, a psychological problem. If we aren't honest with one another, why the hell would we expect anybody else to have any principles in relationship to us? I know you're going to have an excuse to move the goalpost, but this is why a lot of black folks don't risk anything. We have a lot of people who don't get it. A lot of people that aren't worth our time. That's why we're going to get this summit. We're going to find our few that will do. And those that don't get it, I like the story of Noah's Ark. The folks that couldn't listen to Noah after 120 years of service, their asses got flushed. I'm not romantic. I'm not nostalgic about black folks who don't listen, who don't learn, that don't extend themselves to discipline, like it says in the scripture. He that shuns reproof dies. If we're undisciplined, part of discipline is learning to listen. Sometimes simply not asking a question. One thing I will tell you, It takes a lot of discipline to listen to a boring lecture at one of these universities to a person that speaks in monotone that's not interesting or engaging and try to learn when a person deliberately isn't trying to excite you. Our people lack discipline. In particular, our men lack discipline because they came up under women. And then our women that came up under women don't have discipline either. And it shows in how we engage. We think we're okay instead of saying, wow, I'm going to just say this, y'all. I came up without a father. And we used to be honest about what happened. When children didn't have fathers, they were called bastards. And they did studies on how children are without fathers, how they're disruptive, how they don't pay attention, their cognition is different. A lot of y'all know where y'all give off and let people know all kinds of stuff about you? We're not even trying to figure you out. I'm not trying to get in anybody's past. Men that grow up with fathers are able to organize information differently from those that don't. Men that do not grow up with fathers are emotional. They think like women. That's what you use the term fagginess. They don't even realize it. And I've seen guys that get all emotional, they go out and they shoot everybody with guns. This is weird. All this aggression, and it's weird. We need to pray for a spiritual revival of our people, for the men to discover manhood. If you grew up without a father, pray for God to be your father so you can have some damn order. If you grew up without a father, you have daddy issues as a woman, that God be your father. And that if you work with the man, spend as much time cooperating with him as you do trying to disagree or go against whatever he says. If he says to you, baby, that dress, I mean, your behind's exposed. Can't you wear one that's down to your knees? No, I like my butt hanging out. But they don't like anyone to see their butt or talk about it. And so, I mean, you show your behind, but no one can talk about it. How can you control another person looking at you? Brother Negro, Roland, come on, if you're out there. If you're not, that's okay. I'll continue to have the threesome with the two ladies. I just don't want to ignore. I'm not one of those petty Negroes that doesn't want men to participate. You know how a lot of black men have businesses? They can't work with black men, so all their employees are female, and that serves two purposes. The females are more passive, and he tries to get extra sex as an executive fringe benefit. I don't like that. We need to, other Latino men hire Latino men. They do.
Correct. They hire within their families, their cousins, their friends.
Okay.
Dr. Claude Anderson, he wrote Powernomics. It's a whole blueprint.
Yeah. Well,
it's a whole blueprint, and everybody pulls together, and you got to start investing within your own community.
And that's
sell grandma's house. When grandma dies, you keep her house.
That's right. I muted my mic for a second. Thank you, Sister Yvette.
With us, we're so busy to sell the house because we want that quick money. No, that house could be used as your
Freedom
bank.
Utopia. It's a stupid question.
I can't.
I gotta let you go. You can email me, but you're not gonna talk to me in my thread. And what I learned from pedagogy, this is the stupidest ass thing to say to me. When you're not smart enough to talk to me, I'm sorry. Let's not talk anymore.
But,
Bye.
I have power.
Hold on one second. No, I muted myself. Someone asked me if I was repeating something that I learned in pedagogy, and I'm thinking this dude is too stupid to spell the shit he's saying to me. So, no, that's okay. A lot of black men, they get into this dick contest. Who has the biggest dick? Who's the smartest? That's not a game I think any of y'all know that I'm playing.
Exactly.
Okay, so he's off. Fuck you. Be gone. I mean that. I'm going to sit up and this is some pedagogy. Do you really think they taught me this? And white teachers taught me this? Do you think elitist Boule teachers taught me this, ladies?
No.
No, you had to learn this from it.
No, I kicked him off. Kick him off the channel. They don't deserve to be able to talk to me.
We're gonna hit him with the fuck boy be gone.
No, he's blocked. We'll see your ass another time. If you show up, I'm gonna kick you off. I've told people, don't sit up and waste the time. I go back and forth. You dumb. Your shit was off. He's obsessed with the Nation of Islam. He's one of those niggas that's into this pagan shit. I'm a Christian. I can tell you, and I'm telling you that from a single parent household, they've got daddy issues. They want to be important. And if you were reading his messages, he was spelling traitor, Trader. Okay? That shit's funny. Yeah, but you're smarter than me. And he thinks I learned to do this from the university. Did he really think that? Because these people, this is a dude from out the jailhouse somewhere. And a lot of niggas went to jail, and they're proud of it. It's like they went to Yale. Going to jail, to me, isn't the end of the world, but it isn't anything to be proud of. And that's foundational for a lot of black men, their whole life in jail. And they have a jail logic and all that stuff. In fact, your dog agrees with me. I hope your dog bites him. This person that's writing me, I don't know if you've been writing me for months. My email is all over the place. So with all due respect, my email is all over the place. If my email is up on here, do you understand? People are like, I've been writing you for months. Don't you see my damn email? I have to be honest with y'all. This is very amazing to me. Nobody's kept you from talking to anybody. If people wanted, they could. So a lot of our folks, they have needs. We have a lot of neurosis in our community, a lot of mental issues. Sister Miriam, is it difficult to communicate with me via email?
Not at all.
Sister Aja, don't I respond if you write me an email?
Yep.
Okay, Sister Davenport, it's not like these people want the attention. This is a sickness. I talked about it. They wait until you get online, and that's when they want to talk, and in the midst of talking to hundreds of or dozens of people. It's not normal. My email is very easy. It's wrandyshort@gmail.com. If you write me, I'll write you back. If you write me something that's off, I may not write you back. If it's logical or rational, I'll respond. If it's weird, I won't. So if you're good, I'm good. If you're not good, I won't do anything. I'll just leave it alone. So my email is wrandyshort@gmail.com. It's in all of my recordings and everything else. Am I right, Sister Miriam? It's not like I can't be spoken to.
Very correct.
The people just don't try. They don't make an effort. So to just want to do it now don't you think that's kind of off? I know people, they will not give you their email. Tarito put his email up there. These people, Professor Black Truth, don't put his email up there. I didn't say you didn't write me. My email didn't change, but who says I got your email? People bother. Sister Aja, didn't I send you a picture of my email? No, my mail that my neighbor cut open today? I think I sent it to Brother Negro. People bother email, ma'am. People bother your mail. When Chef C sent me an email today to do the show, his emails don't come through. We have to check. I did not refuse it. So, we need to be mature and understand that we live in a state where the government and other people bother folks, even little teeny tiny people. And if you haven't studied state repression of how states attack people, I have an associate from Chicago who got an FBI file when he was 12 years old for going to an NAACP meeting. And the snitch was someone in the car with his mother and family members, had written him up and told all kinds of stuff. This boy wasn't able to have a wet dream before he had an FBI file. That's how much our government monitors people. So I have emails and all kinds of stuff disappear all the time. I'm a little person. But maybe I'm been kept little. The way we get shadow banned and they mess with your email and all this kind of stuff all the time. I'm not whining, but basically, why wouldn't someone mess with my email? If they spied on the Black Panthers when they had 4 members, why wouldn't a person with 2,100 followers in YouTube qualify to be watched? God forbid I've been on international television off and on for 15 years. I've been involved a little bit in politics. People watch you. I helped someone get out who was prosecuted by Biden not go to jail. Trust me. So just because I'm available, just because I'm not rich and famous, doesn't mean I'm not important to someone. Even if I'm just me, it doesn't always work that way. With my background, if I were in Africa or some other place, I'd be a minister of education or something. My humble status has a lot to do with racism and injustice in this country. Doesn't mean I don't have the potential or the ability. So, I see people every day. Miss Aja here should have been in Congress 8 years ago. There are reasons for why she's not in Congress. Ran a good race, know how to do all this stuff. A lot of the people are not in places because that's the nature of being oppressed, and oppression is keeping people who could do great good down, or you kill them, or you keep them unemployed. Mr. Larry Pinkney, who was on the call with us, has an FBI file that may be 2,000 to 3,000 pages.
My God.
Mr. Pinkney can't get a job at Dunkin' Donuts or McDonald's or practically anything because of his political involvement. In fact, one of his crimes, according to the FBI, was he got along with Latins, whites, Asians. He wasn't into drugs or violence against women. They hated him because of his character. The government wanted him dead because he's not a bad person. Do governments function like that? Sure they do. If you don't know about the CIA, FBI, NSA, DIA, MIA, NIA, and we've got 28 of them, and Homeland Security, okay, it doesn't take much, and I'll say this to you. When people get PhDs, typically they suck ass. When you're not sucking ass and you have a doctorate, they consider you crazy and dangerous. Okay, I'm not trying to shoot, I'm not trying to bother anybody. In fact, that may be, if I were out here talking about guns and killing people, hate people, they wouldn't be worried about me. I say love, family, respect each other, morals, they're watching. I don't get to go on people's platforms much anymore. A lot of people are afraid to have me on their YouTube platform, not because I'm bad, but the minute that they have me on, YouTube begins to shadow ban them just for having me on. Punishment is they associated with me, so now you can't reach a critical number of people. I'm not boasting about myself. I mean, it doesn't mean anything to me, but the fundamentals. So you may not see me on a lot of people's platforms. They don't want the problem. So I can just tell you, for Twitter and all these other things, my name is shadow banned. It's watched. When I tried to get a premium account in Twitter, I was denied. I can't have one. Right? Check my back. I don't know what that's about. What's on my back? I don't know what that's about. But anyway. I want to talk about back to the debate. Where do you think we go from here? What do you guys think is going to happen? Do you think it's possible that the Democrats will win, or are the Democrats finished?
They're not finished. They're not finished. They're going to find a way to get Biden to drop out and replace him.
Mm.
Even if we get a Republican president, the Democrats are going to probably control the House. We may study it and see the patterns for so many years. There's only been a few times where you had a president that controlled all three, but then that was only 2 years and the opposite party controlled the House and the Senate.
Mm-hmm.
So even if Trump becomes president, we're going to have a Democratic House.
Well, Hakeem Jeffries, we should be at war with Hakeem Jeffries. We should be demanding from him. He looks like Dr. Evil had a mulatto twin brother. I mean, we have to. Remember Austin Powers? All he had to do is put his finger in his mouth and we think we're watching, Austin Powers, right? And he's shaggerific against reparations, right? We need to pluck that fool. We need to give him hell. Now, let me see. It's headed towards 12 o'clock. We can do this again. In fact, I want you, Miriam, to meet Aja, and I want Aja to meet you, Miriam, and I want Miriam and Aja to meet Davenport. And I can trade numbers between you. Y'all would have a lot of fun. And by the way, yes, I buffered Sister JD because Miriam sent me a comment private and I saw it late and I responded to her and she sent me a message, so I just blocked it to come down and see. But again, I want everybody to share, get this out. We can have a whole lot go on many levels. In particular, I would like to see Miriam, if you had Aja to come on Spaces. There's a lot we could do to bring people together. You can call me. If I can't come, I would always let you know or tell you something. Know that. And we try to get this stuff done. I think Negro is busy. Juan Johnson's here. Uh-oh. Hey, Juan Johnson.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I didn't even see you pop up.
Yes, I popped up.
How long have you been here? Because, I've been fighting against some coons tonight. Some coons,
I just saw that you sent me the message about an hour ago. I said I didn't have no idea that you sent the message. Okay, let me jump on and see what you guys talking about.
Yeah,
So,
no, and Brother Lone Wolf, I want you to meet Sister Aja, who's from the U.S. military. So she loves guns.
Pleasure to meet
In fact, she has a beautiful face too. You could soften your image because they look at you like Hightower from Police Academy, like you're gonna kick in the door, just beat everybody's ass. So maybe you guys could have some synergy, and they're a very strong, God-fearing Christian lady who's really cool. And of course, the Sister Miriam, who knows how to moderate Twitter. We need to cooperate and get the message out. And this is, of course, Brother Juan Johnson, a veteran of the Metropolitan Police Department. They're also a veteran of the bullshit black church establishment. A lot of us, we're not just angry with the Democrats. I'm angry with nigga preachers. That's the first political party I can't stand. They're the first people I've been hating them before I could vote. Just fake ass niggas. It's so if you ask me acting crazy, I've been driven to this by coons. I'm serious. I have dreams of being dictator of Black America and all the coons being forced to pick cotton for a year since they selling out, and give them all mean white supervisors. Since this is what you want to be a slave, I'm going to help you be a good slave. I'm going to make them wear slave clothes, and they only get to listen to really rough Negro spirituals or white country music. and just train their asses. I'm serious. We have a re-education camp for coons. Everybody, I'm black. Working these people. These people, we need a big drop squad for coons. Dragnet and catch someone. Can you imagine? And, so basically, it used to happen. For those of you that are younger, y'all don't remember. Black power used to be real. If you had processed hair and shit, people would confront your ass. You'd run to the barbershop, just want to cut the shit off to get people off your back. This used to happen. If you were a coon, they'd be wearing more dashikis in Africa, trying to like burnish up the image, because there was a point where people used to be held accountable. And then drugs and feminism and LGBTQ and prosperity gospel bullshit, all this stuff came in and just fucked us up. And so, yes, I'm reactionary. I would like some black cultural fascism very much. I used to have a reasonable idea of what a child's last name was when I met their mother. Now I don't ask. I just say hi when there are a couple of kids and let people tell me what their name. Do not assume that they have the same father, because you could get into trouble. Because if they're like 4 names and they're 4 kids and it's one mom, they look like a hoe. I'm thinking of someone. I'm not calling names. I'm not picking on anyone. But I said, hey, they're 4 children by 4 fathers. Everywhere else in the world, that's a hoe. I'm just saying. I didn't say you were one, but Arabia, Ethiopia, if you go back to Mother Africa, 4 kids, 4 different, that's a hoe. Even if you got married to the last one. I says, we're the only men in the world that tolerate this quite like this, honestly. Ladies feel all oppressed. No, you're not. You don't get called a hoe and you meet the requirements and 9/10 of humanity. You're being treated better than most women are. Count your blessings. And vice versa. A whole lot of men that screw folks that aren't married, they kill you in other countries. A whole lot of loose joint, loose zipper, liar, simp, fagonist out here. They'd have their nuts cut off and they'd be dead. There was a black man in Arkansas within the last 9 to 10 years who had sex with a white girl in a prominent family. And the family found out, attacked that boy, cut his testicles off and put it in his mouth. This is in the 2000 teens.
Sure.
A lot of young black men think it's cool to go around and screw everybody. Not every culture likes that. A lot of cultures, that's a death sentence because they take their bloodline very seriously. A lot of us get a lot of breaks. Even in our evil, we haven't caught hell for it. Let these people from other countries bring their sisters, mothers, and such up here. And you think you can like get yourself some loose booty or grab a tit or an ass and man, I just grabbed ass, man, and end up beheaded. Oh yes, they do get like down that in many places in the world. And because they are thug deep, mob deep, they'll come out in force. Who's behind you because you grabbed someone's tit or ass, or you grabbed them by the pussy, as Trump said? Nobody. Wake the hell up, black men. And I'm not saying be gay. I'm saying be discriminating, have some common sense, and same thing for black women. Your vagina isn't a sprinkler to spread the yard. It isn't. And we got to clean this stuff up here. I want to thank Sister JD for the largest contribution given today. I want to thank her for moderating. I want to thank Sister Star Johnson for being one of the most consistent contributors, and there are others, but I see Sister Star all the time. I hope I meet them. I think I met Sister Star. I did meet her. She had a big, beautiful afro, like a real Angela Davis afro before she started eating pubic afro. Okay, so you can keep shining, Sister Star. Thank you. You have anything else to say, Brother Lone Wolf?
No, sir, Dr. Short. I'm just here to support you. That's all.
Okay, and so I want you to meet Sister Aja. Can I trade a few phone numbers? Can we do like a mini phone conference when I end this? For a minute,
Yeah.
just so we could like
Yeah.
say hi to each.
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, we're gonna do like white people because we're not gonna just talk. We're gonna sit down and figure out what we can do. As I said, y'all can, one of my nicknames is White Man. Everybody says he thinks like he's white, and that's just not enough of us do. You know, white folk built the nation, and black folks are stuck on a plantation. So I don't mind changing my thinking. We need to do better. Respect self, respect country, respect man and woman, respect other people. Demand respect. Don't let anyone come in and violate you, and don't violate others. And absolutely, if God's for you, nobody black, nobody white, nobody polka dot, nobody chartreuse, nobody yellow, nobody brown can be against you.
That's right.
And righteousness lifts up a nation, wickedness lowers a nation. We should aspire to be a righteous people, and some very basic things. What's true is always true. An ass is always an ass. A penis is always a penis. A chest is a chest. A nipple is a nipple. A vagina is a vagina. Don't let anybody, no amount of money, corporate money, that the Human Rights Campaign gets every year should change your mind about what you know to be is true. And my suggestion, just because they're fake people in organized religion doesn't mean God exists. And since black people become very atheistic and anti-religion the last 60 years, look at where we've fallen. Our ancestors believed in God, and we think we're gods. Are we stupid, or are we traitors to God and our ancestors and our people? These are just things. And when we believed in God, nobody like Biden, who probably molested his sons and his daughters, would even get our votes. We become so vulgar and pagan that we want Trump to have raped his daughter. But when Biden's daughter said he did it, we don't want to know. That's sick. So yes, all of you, I'm voting for Trump. Trump, I don't care. I don't mind. Like there's a song I have decided to follow Jesus. I've decided to vote for Trump. No turning back. I refuse to turn back. I refuse. Now, just so you know, if you want to write me, my email is wrandyshort@gmail.com. If you want to donate, and I'd love for you to donate, I have a Zelle account, I have a PayPal account at my same email address, wrandyshort@gmail.com. If you wish to send me an email, I'll respond, provided it's not weird. I don't do this for a booty call. I don't like to meet women through social media. I talked to Aja because I met her in person. I need to look into a woman's eyes. This artificial intelligence out here, there's some dudes that know how to put a rap to a man. They know exactly how a man thinks. So if I don't know you're a woman in person, that's why I'd rather talk to a man than someone talking to a dude, because I know what to tell his ass to get off. You have these women playing games, it's a dude channeling a woman and shit that you don't know what the hell they look like. So, no booty calls, none of that. I'm not interested. If you're cool, I'm cool. I don't have lots of time to do psychotherapy. Just because I have a few followers doesn't mean I know all the world's answers. I'm going to point everybody. My greatest answer is Jesus Christ. It really does work. Prayer, faith, the Bible. I don't care what any of these Negroes talking about going back to Africa, pyramids, burning sage, drinking menstrual fluid, blood, and spaghetti, all this stuff that you folks are into. If it worked, why are you so damn miserable? Why are your children killing each other? God is real. Jesus Christ is real. For me, you need to get born again. If you're not born again, you're going to spend eternity in hell. So if your portion is just on earth and you need to be rewarded for everything like Oprah Winfrey, you're probably an enemy of your people and God. Now, so you have my email. I have a Cash App. I have two of them. One Cash App is DrRandyShort. That's one. I have a different account. If you want to do it a different one, although people rarely use it, and I don't care. It is, what is this damn thing? It's Randy L. Short. Randy L. Short. $ Randy L. Short or Dr. Randy Short. We have a GoFundMe for our Patriarch Summit, which will feature Brother Juan and other people. That is http:// GoFund, GOFUND.me/ for C as in cat, F as in fornicate, D as in Democrats, number 6447. Again, GoFund.me/4CFD6447. Please bless us. We reached $1,000 today, largely because of Sister JD and Sister Star and one other brother. I can't read it, but they gave it, Vance and another person. We absolutely want to get to a few grand so we can truly do this. And I'm encouraging, we want to start doing a program for women. Wasi speaks. Sister Miriam, I need you. Sister Davenport, I'm going to give you guys numbers. We can begin to network and organize, even if we can pull them together through social media and meet in a physical place. We really can do this. If I can help, I think you guys know you can call. Sister Aja, you know you can call me. Lone Wolf, thank you. This brother every now and then blesses me when I'm like completely broke. Y'all have no idea the economic warfare waged against people like Aja and Lone Wolf and myself. People do not like what we're doing. They hate it. That's even more reason why I don't want to hear any nonsense from someone in a thread. I mean, I'm not joking, and I'm not rich or anything. It's not like I'm trying to get a jet ski made out of platinum, right, or titanium. I'm trying to figure out how to get stuff to do things. We need your help, your support. I want to do a shout out to my cousin Elaine Riddick, who needs to be on your show, Sister Miriam. My cousin, who's the foremost activist against eugenics and human experimentation on black people. In fact, I need to cut her a check for $50. And I want to thank you guys for your support. When you help the Black Patriarch Summit, some of the proceeds are also going to, one, to advance my group called the Society for Aboriginal and African Research. That way, when people call, I'm helping people do genealogy, and I'm going to tell you, you don't know how many people don't want to pay to learn their roots. Call and get all your time and won't pay you anything, or get mad if you ask them for what your work is worth. But when people donate, that allows me to buy subscriptions and do other things and try to help people put their family together. I was able to help one person, I believe, this week find their missing grandfather, who's my great uncle, who was probably a hoe. I've got about 7 or 8 cousins, and it's one man in my family who probably made children in Vietnam and here. There are about 7 or 8 people who don't know their father, and I think he's my first cousin. And these people, I mean, they abandoned in Vietnam, all this stuff. So it's my family's busted up because we've had a lot of hoes, male and female. So it's not just something that I speak when I'm doing social media. I sat down and worked with one woman to find out who her grandfather's or father. This is something I do all the time, and largely unpaid. It is worth it when you're adopted to know where you come from and so forth. So again, you can donate, you can send it to Zelle, you can send it to PayPal, you can send it to GoFundMe, you can send it to Cash App. I even have a Venmo account, but I don't even remember it. And we're going to keep doing this. We want you to show up on the 24th. Women are welcome. And Davenport, and maybe you can help. I've got to put together a souvenir journal so that way we can get businesses to advertise and so forth. I guess I have to do that tomorrow. I'm late, but I'm going to do it. We're going to use that to raise funds. So if you know of people with businesses, we'll sell them an ad. If you want to write an article or a poem or a piece Even if it's just around women, we want to know about that so that can go into the WASI page. We want to have a journal soon where we can publish good information, whether it's health, history, business, science. I do not know it all. In fact, that's why I'm curious, because there's so much I don't know. Again, I want to say love to you, Sister Star, for always helping. I mean, I don't even ask. I can't believe this lady just consistently sends stuff. It's very humbling. Very humbling. Sister Miriam, again, I don't know how you're going to do it, but you got to bring me some duck fried rice with no green pepper. Here comes my cat. They're mad I've been spending time with you. Are they about to jump? Oh, good. But, okay, they know I'm about to end. They can tell in the tone of my voice. So first they're going to jump. So, I mean, the cat times me. They give me 2-hour increments to do shows. It's 2 hours and 6 minutes. They're getting answered. Yeah, this bastard has a time stopwatch. I mean, they think at 2 hours I need to stop. Anyway, Sister Davenport, much love to you. Thank you, sisters. Thank you, brothers. For all the people, Sister Devon, thank you. Sister in Chicago. I don't know who John Doe is. Somebody said that Michelle Obama, or as I say, Manshell Obama, is mailing out the vote in Michigan. Nothing would surprise me, but you do know Michelle Obama's having a fight with the Bidens over how Hunter treated his first wife. Maybe Michelle's picking up the pieces in more than one way. Well, I'm not involved. I don't know. Let me let you guys go. We're going to make our call. So let me stop this.
It was a pleasure.
Yes.
Yes, it was a pleasure to meet you.
So I'm going to make a call